Out of the
And
park,
good evening,
Bumble.
everyone. Welcome to the Pro Baseball Experience, Season 24, Week 1, Thursday action. Oh, whole new season. Here we go. First stream of the season for me, your host, Legally Blind Gamer. And joining me for 5 seasons now, my co-host, PBE Commissioner Hummus God. How's it going, Hummus God?
Yeah, we're the Ironman crew doing
Right?
this for a bit. Doing great. Last night was definitely pretty wild. I don't expect for there to be a level 5 hype train tonight. But looking forward to some great baseball and hanging out with you, brother. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I was looking at Chu's post in the media last night, and apparently there were 133 subs. That is just insane. That's like something you'll see on a streamer with a couple thousand viewers.
Out of the park.
And here we go already. McDavitt. Connor McDavitt. Let's see here. Giving out 5 Tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, Connor McDavitt.
Out of the park.
133. That is pretty crazy. Hopefully, as the season goes on, we're able to get some more support from our viewers. But we really appreciate everybody, pitching in and helping make this community as great as it is.
Out of the park.
C-Mac trolling us. Right when I say I don't think tonight's going to go, oh no. Eldorian, here we go. We can't even get through the intro.
Out of the park.
Wow.
Well,
Thank you, Eldorian. First of all, thank you for Nitro Classic you gave me, and also thank you for. Oh no, you got me the full Nitro. Never mind. And thank you for throwing us 10 gifted subs.
Wow.
Out of the park.
All right. Well, as that catches up on the screen there with the alerts, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at our schedule for tonight. As I'm sure everybody's aware, we've shortened the amount of off days that we have during the season. It used to be we would go until the end of October, and now it's like the third week in September. So less sim days per stream, which means that we should be able to get through these sims a little bit quicker than we did before. But tonight is a minor league centric night, so we do have, I believe, 4 minors matches, and down at the very end there we had the Aviators and the Foxes for our last match. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with our first game, but before we do you want to throw up a poll or anything like that, Hummus?
Oh, yeah. We're about to start the first live matchup right now?
Yep, we have Chicago versus San Bernardino.
All right. Well, in the spirit of minor league night, I think an error prediction bet would be fitting. So
sure.
Out of the park.
What are you thinking? 1.5, 2.5?
Yeah, 1.5 would probably be
okay.
More interesting than 2.5.
Very true.
Nighthawk, thank you.
Oh, a hype train incoming.
Here we go.
Oh no! All right. Well, there's a hype train. There's predictions going. We're already starting off with a rockin' start here on minor league night.
Out of the park.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and while that's going, let me see if we have any updates from our wonderful update team here for today's matches.
Stat info for streamer.
Out of the park.
Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. And a bit far behind here. Let me scroll down.
Shout out to Danny B subscribing.
Out of the park.
Looking like prime sub. Thank you for subbing.
All right, and our stats for tonight's match, we have Yosoi Lanzandor versus Robert Grimes.
Out of the park.
San Bernardino comes into this game as number 1 in the minor power rankings, with Chicago not too far behind in 4th. Chicago's Scary Terry is tied for the league lead with 5 home runs through 15 games. 66ers starting pitcher Robert Grimes has already surpassed his WAR from last season, currently at 0.6, on pace for a 4.1 WAR on the season, with an insane 180 ERA+. Jared Goffard is currently the only kingpin with a stolen base, having accumulated 5 before any of his teammates got 1. Looks like we got a follow there. Overdue, thank you very much for following. So we're going to go ahead and pull up our matchups here. Let's see how they stack up. And all right, so it looks like here that San Bernardino has 2 ties, and 1 going to Chicago here with Alex Frank. So definite advantage here on the San Bernardino side, and San Bernardino pitching advantage as well. Let me just go ahead and make sure my BNN scoreboard is on.
Nice.
Turn that on and check my player size here. There we go. That's all good. I'll just need to make sure I turn on the B&N scoreboard when we get started. But starting us off is going to be Bongo Lulongo. First up for San Bernardino.
Out of the park.
And Eldorian subscribing at Tier 1. Thank you very much, Eldorian. And let me go ahead and turn on B&N. Bag this up here. See how it looks on the stream. Excellent. All right, here we go. And Bongo Lulongo is going to get on to start us off. This one's hit to the second baseman, but they do not make the double play. And Rodriguez will get on base, and that'll bring up Miles ahead. Oh, Rodriguez going for the steal, and they get their 7th stolen base of the season. This one's going to be a flyout to left center field. That one is caught. Runner does not tag. And that'll bring up Jackie Daytona. Jackie with what looks like to be a flyout to right field, and that's going to retire the side, leaving one runner stranded, and that'll bring up Chicago now, bottom of the first. Chris Jacob up first. Jacob to the shortstop, throws across, out number 1. Goffard. And Goffard's going to left center field, and that's going to be a flyout, out number 2. Scary Terry now. Been having a pretty good season so far, and Terry will take a walk. And that'll bring up Picone. Picone, the catcher grabs that one, throws it to first, and that'll retire the side. Takes us now to the top of the second, still 0-0. Boji. Boji will strike out, and now Remember Winkle. Remember Winkle, and this is going to be a flyout to left field, out number 2.
Out of the park.
4 straight, and here we go. Looks like AJ giving out 2 Tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, AJ. And that'll be a flyout, and that retires the side. Bottom of the second now. Chicago's up.
Out of the park.
And that's going to drop for a base hit. And Sandwiches is on, and that'll bring up Jimenez.
Thank you, AJ.
There's 1, but not 2 for double play, and Jimenez will get on first, but the runner's out a second. Frank is up now. And this one's hit towards the gap, right side, but that will be caught. 2 outs now. Runner at first. Atlas Gray. Gray, and this is going to be a flyout to left field, and that retires the side, and we go 0-0 top of the third with Hummuscott.
AJ just hit triple digits gifted subs in his history with the PBE.
Wow.
Thank you so much, AJ. That's pretty legendary. And that's in the gap. Joshua Vanderbilt standing in for a double top of the third here. Wow. Nice hit. Pretzelman now. Grounder to the second baseman. Grounds out, but Vanderbilt moves to third. Now Rabbit's player. Rabbit dropping in a base hit for a ribby. 66ers hopping out in front early. And now we got Benny Rodriguez coming up, number 2 hitter. Oh, that's in the gap. That looking deep. That's gone. 5 home runs this season. It's now 3-0 66ers. Just like that. From a tie game to 3-0 in the favor of 66ers. So we'll go Miles ahead now. Miles ahead, just a lot of hitting here from the 66ers. That's another base hit. Jackie Daytona, who was with us earlier, I saw. A grounder and a fielder's choice out at second. Bougie grounding out. So that will end the top of the third, but San Bernardino scores 3 and take a 3-0 lead. Kingpins now. Oh, that's hit high and deep, but it's caught in center field by McCoy. I hit that one. Oh, that's deep in the gap for Jacob. That's gone. See ya. That was a no-doubter. 454 feet. Wow. Got all of that one.
Out of the park.
And now it's 3-1 66ers. Solo shot. Chris Jacob. Nice home run. Oh, and that's another base hit. This time it's a single. Goffard. Oh, and Goffard's going for 2. Stolen base. Oh, and thrown out. Beverwinkle throws him out. Scary Terry now flying out. But Chris Jacobs helped the Kingpins try to come back. It's still 3-1 though. 66ers up to bat. From Beverwinkle with the gun earlier. Flies out in center. Straight. Dropping in a base hit. That's a single. Turn that one. Here we go. Oh, and that's a walk for Vanderbilt. So Pretzelman will come up. Pretzelman. That's deep in center. Runner's going to stay, though. So the hot hitter, Bongo Lulongo, dropping in a base hit. Bringing home a runner. And he's safe. So it's 4-1 66ers. Oh, and a passed ball. This is getting ugly for Lanzador.
Bumble.
Oh, that's hit hard in right field. It's caught. A line out by Rodriguez. So it's 4-1 San Bernardino. We'll go Picone, Sandwiches, and Jimenez. And a ground out from Picone. Sandwiches now. Sandwiches base hit. That's a single. Jimenez will come up now with a runner on first. Oh, that's in the good gap. We're going to see some action on the base pass. Will we see a run come home? And they will. All the way from first base. A triple.
Wow.
Oh, they're calling it an RBI double, I guess, because they made the throw at home. They would have probably been able to get him out at third for not that runner coming home. That's a strikeout by Frank. So Gray lines out to left field. Back-to-back innings for runs for the Kingpins, but they're down 2. We'll go top of the 5th. Ooh, and that's in right field. That's a nice hit ball by Miles ahead. Well, Owens elects to stay at second. Was wondering if make the attempt for third. Daytona dropping in a base hit. Runner stays at third. So runners on the corners for Bad and Bougie. And the 6-4, but not the 3. And another run will come across RBI by Bougie. And Rebeverwinkle gets a single. The offense for the 66ers rolling right now. Oh, and stolen base.
Wow.
4 for 4. Bad and Bougie gets there in time. Oh, that's a strikeout. Nice stolen base by Bad and Bougie, though. Vanderbilt. And the fielder's choice out. 66ers up 5-2 after a run coming across by a Bougie RBI. McCoy. Then Jacob. That's a strikeout. I just want to see Jacob hit again last time. Just crushed it. Wow, gets good contact again in the warning track, but gets caught near the wall. Wow. Goffard. Wow, the top of the order for the Kingpins having a good night and safe for a double. So Scary Terry now. Scary Terry with a potential RBI, and it will be nice RBI by Scary Terry. So Picone will come up. Picone, another base hit. So 2-out magic here. Sandwiches with a fly ball. And that's going to be caught to end the bottom of the 5th. We'll go top of the 6th. 66ers up 5-3. And a strikeout to start us off. Lucky Luciano. Ground out. So 2 outs for Rodriguez. And a grounder. And a ground out. So 1-2-3 goes San Bernardino. Now the Kingpins down 2. Line out by Jimenez. Grimes still pitching. Grounder, Frank. Ground out. Atlas Gray. Right back to the third baseman. Throws them out. Still 5-3. We'll go top of the 7th now. San Bernardino. I said the R. I think someone's going to get mad. Oh, and that's a pop out. It's San Bernardino, as if the R didn't exist, apparently. And that's a fly ball. Yep. Daytona. And Bad and Bougie. Oh, second baseman stops it, so prevents some potentially extra bases, but nice hitting. And a strikeout, Rebeverwinkle. So we'll go bottom of the 7th. McCoy, Jacob, Goffard. Down 2. And a fly out. Yeah, no errors so far, by the way, on the bet. Under looking good. That's a strikeout by Jacobs. Tried to check it. Unsuccessful. Goffard.
Pitching change. Oh,
Goffard cracked that one to the wall. Definitely extra. Oh, going for 3. What? A triple thrown from the same part of the field. Wow. But a strikeout ends the inning by Scary Terry. Echo Dot got out of that jam. And we'll go top of the 8th, LBG.
And here we go. 66ers. And that's going to be an out for 4 straight. And that'll bring up Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt will drop in front of the right fielder for a single. One-on-one out here for Pretzelman. Oh, and Vanderbilt's going for a steal, and he gets it. Steal number 1 of the season. That one's a fly out to center field. Out number 2, top of the order now. Bongo Luongo's having a great game. Bongo Luongo towards the left side, and that is out of here. Bongo Luongo getting a 2-run home run, and
Out
that
of
will
the
put San
park.
Bernardino up now 7-3.
Rabid.
Rodriguez now, and they're thrown out, and that retires the side, but San Bernardino gets 2 more on the board. Chicago down by 4 with 6 outs to go. Middle of their lineup here, Picone. Picone towering fly ball towards left field. That is caught for out number 1. Pork chop sandwiches. And this is going to be a fly out to right field, and that is out number 2. Jimenez. To the third baseman, throws all the way across, makes the play, retires the side. 3 outs remaining for Chicago now. Can San Bernardino pad their lead? Top of the 9th. Miles ahead. And this is going to be a foul ball, fly ball, and that is caught for out number 1. Strikeout for Jackie Daytona, and now Bougie. Bougie, towering shot, left center field, and that is gone. 461 feet. For
Out of the park.
Bougie, and that makes the score now 8-3. And this one is hit past the third baseman in the gap on the left side, and that will be a base hit for Rembeverwinkel. 4 straight now. To the first baseman, runs over, tags the base, retiring the side, but San Bernardino gets 1 more on the board. 8-3, last chance here for Chicago, bottom third of their order. Alex Frank. Frank, and strikes out looking for out number 1. Atlas Gray. To the shortstop, throws across, out number 2. Last chance here. McCoy to the shortstop. Weird throw, but that's going to be able to get thrown out, and that will end the game as San Bernardino is victorious over the Chicago Kingpins with the score of 8-3, 15 hits to 9. Looking at San Bernardino's batting, several multi-hit games here, but the best one by far is Bongo Luongo, going 4 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 4 RBIs. Over on the Chicago side, we have 3 hits and a run scored from Goffard. Pitching for San Bernardino, Grimes getting their second win of the season now, 2-1 for them, and Echo Dot getting their second save. And for Chicago, Lanzador getting their second loss, 0-2 for them. Player of the game, of course, is Bongo Luongo. And now we'll look at the rest of the games for the minor leagues, and we'll start off here with this one.
Dillo's topping the Kingston 6-5. Got out hit, and Kingston had the lone error. Looks like the graph was leaning a little bit Kingston's way, but Hickams hit a solo shot, top of the 9th, put him away. And yeah, so we'll check out 3 for 4 for Spacok, 2 for 4 for Shapiro, 3 for 4 for Gromit from Kingston, and Farting House. Wow, 3 for 5, 2 ribbies. Nice game for Farting House. We'll go check out pitchers. Tano with the win. DeFerrari with the loss. Player of the game is Anita Farting House.
All right, that takes us to game number 3, the Lemurs and the Hepcats. And Hepcats win this one over the Lemurs with a score of 6-5, getting a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th. Tommy Caruso was a walk-off hero for Kansas City. With the game tied in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Hepcats center fielder hit a dramatic run-scoring single to send the teams home. So Caruso getting the job done for the Hepcats here. 10 hits to 9. Looking at our batting here for Louisville, a couple multi-hit games, but the best one here is Andrew Myth going 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. And over on the Kansas City side, 4 players with multi-hit games, but the best one's going to be Caruso, of course, getting the walk-off there and going 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Pitching for Louisville, no decisions on either side for them or Kansas City. And in relief, McFraud getting their 3rd loss of the season. For Kansas City, a hold from Homey, Turbo, and Fotia getting their first win 1-1 with their second blown save. Player of the game is Andrew Myth. 109-minute rain delay. And I guess Hummus is AFK. We'll grab this one here.
I was on mute the whole time. Of
no
course.
worries.
But I was just noting that the Dynamos won despite getting out hit and having an error. I bet you the Wheelers left a lot on base. The Dynamos, who was it? Kalian SD Core, 2 for 4 with a bomb, and 26 left on base to 15 for Dallas.
Wow.
3 ribbies for Krustis, 4 ribbies for Kalian. That's huge. 3 for Will Fisher, but wasn't enough. We'll check out Velasquez with the L. Simile with the win. Kalian is your player of the game.
All right, and our final game here for the Miners for this sim day, we have the Brew City Bears and the State College Swifties. And the Bears are going to win this one 6-4, 7 hits to 9, and 2 errors, but they were still able to pull off the win. Looks like they had a 5-run third inning, and that was all it needed to be able to hold on for the rest of the game. Brew City batting, we have, looks like our best hitter here is going to be Tuttle. Let's see if Tuttle got a home run here, and he did. 3-run home run for Tuttle to be able to put the Brew City Bears up. And over on the State College side, only single hit games except for Fox down at the end with 2 hits and a run.
Out of the park.
And Brainchild, subscribe to Tier 1. Thank you very much, Brainchild, for your subscription. On the pitching end, Oil Can Boyd Jr. Getting their second win, 2-2. Ruth Heater Ginsburg getting their first hole of the season, and Cheeks getting their first save. State College sit away, getting their first loss, 1-1 for them. Player of the game is Oil Can Boyd Jr. 6.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 88 pitches. And that takes us now to the majors. And no majors games for today, so we're going to go ahead and advance a day and take a look at our next matchup, and it is going to be the Mounties versus the Dillos. So do you have an appropriate poll we can do for that one?
Yeah, what are you thinking? Try to do something a little different, maybe not errors this time. It was unlucky. We ended up with 0, which was pretty boring.
Hits?
Well, yeah, what are you thinking, 17.5?
I was thinking like 15.5, but 17.5 sounds good too.
Let's see. How are the offenses for these teams? Dillos look good in terms of wins and losses. I'll do 16. We'll meet in the middle. Do 16.5.
All right.
Let's do it.
And while Hummus
It's
is
just the Miners, it's so unpredictable. You can get some really bad hitting from both teams. You can get good. I guess it depends on who's pitching. So Harry Balls, John Barron. Actually, I'm going nuts. We're gonna go up 1.
okay. And while Hummus is entering that in, let me read off the stats information here. Harry Balls versus John Barron. Kingston left fielder Anita Fartinghouse leads the league with 28 hits, 2 more than second place. Amarillo's starting pitcher John Barron has had no trouble striking out his opponents, rocking a 5th best strikeouts per 9 innings of 7.4. Amarillo batters have been incredibly selfless, leading the league with 14 sacrifice hits plus sacrifice flies. Both teams have been homer heavy so far, with Kingston and the Dillos being 2nd and 4th in home runs hit, respectively at 20 and 16. So looks like a pretty high scoring game here possibly. And we'll look at the matchups here, and it looks like Dillos are going to be down here in this one. Mounties having 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 ties, and only 3 for the Dillos, but the Dillos have the advantage here with Harry Balls and pitching. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for the poll to finish up here. And right now it's looking like unders got the advantage of 59%.
Interesting. I see a lot of people in the chat saying over. I guess the quiet ones are going under, which was an interesting
Right.
way to assess. I was like, I couldn't. I wasn't looking at the
Out
Beb.
of
I was
the
seeing who's in
park.
chat. Everyone's like over. But apparently under got more betters or more points. So we'll see. Oh, IOE Torrent. Thank you for the sub, brother.
Nice.
Shout out to PvE Weekly Rewind. check them out on our YouTube channel, Pro Baseball Experience. Sorry for the plug there.
No worries. Let's see where we're at now. Still 59%. 15,000 to 21,000 channel points bet in this one so far. And it looks like it's finished, and we're just going to go ahead and get started now. So, advantage Mounties for offense and advantage pitching for Dillos. And that'll start us off with Trevin Knight, our leadoff batter here for the Dillos. And Trevin at the plate, pitcher comes set. And this one is drilled to the second baseman, throws across, gets the out number 1. And a strikeout here from Steve Rogers, and that'll bring up Wallaby Hickams. Hickams, who's been having a great season so far, will take a walk here, it looks like. And this one through the gap on the left side, and that's going to be base hit for King. 2 on now, 2 out. Dillos, this one's oh, the second baseman running way out into the outfield makes the amazing catch, retiring the side, leaving 2 stranded. Bottom of the first we go now. Kingston up. And this one is just past his shortstop, and Anita Fartinghouse is going to get on base. And over the shortstop's head, I thought they were going to move back and try and catch that one, but they just let it go by, and now we have 2 runners on. This one to the shortstop, they get 1, they get 2, and the 4-6-3 double play. Runners at third, though. 2 outs. Shortstop gets this one, gets the out at first. Runner is not able to score, and now we move to the top of the second, still 0-0. Campbell. And that'll drop in right field for a base hit. Bilott will strike out, and now Shapiro. Shapiro, towering shot, left side. This is going, and it is out of here. A 2-run blast, 397 feet.
Out of the park.
And Dillos get on the board now, 2-0.
Wow.
Sacco the Taco will take a walk here, and that puts a runner on with just still 1 out. Top of the order. Knight with the fly out to center field. Still runner at first, 2 outs, and here comes Captain America, Steve Rogers. And Steve Rogers will strike out looking, leaving the runner stranded, and that takes us now to the bottom of the second. Kingston up. This one drilled to the second baseman, and Wallace Gromit's thrown out. Washington now. And this is going to be an infield flyout for out number 2. Rob Worth. Rob Worth striking out, 1-2-3 inning. Top of the third now we go with Hummuscott, 2-0.
Yeah, the over looking pretty good, but it's way too early to call anything. Wallaby Hickams flying out. King striking out. Spacott with the slow roller and the ground out. So we'll go Mounties now. Gelati, Obermueller, and Fartinghouse. Gotta love these names. Gelati with a ground out. Obermueller. And the ground out. Fartinghouse now. Fartinghouse with a fly out. We'll go top of the fourth now. Campbell, Melliott, Shapiro. Campbell with a base hit in right field. Melliott now. Melliott got all of that one, a no-doubter.
Out of the
Wow.
park.
Took that one 401 feet. It's now 4-0 Dillos, the reigning champs. Wow. Shapiro with the ground out. The Dillos just crushing souls since season 13. And a passed ball, a drop third strike. He's safe after the drop third strike. And that's a fly out in left field for Knight. So the Taco getting on base a wild way that we're getting used to, and a pop out for Rogers to end the inning. Drop third strikes are becoming the norm. And Tex Walker will come up and ground out. Fartinghouse getting engaged to chili gravy. And that's a pop. Boss Jr. with a grounder and a ground out. So we'll go top of the fourth. Told you it was definitely too early to call this bet. 4-0 though. Dillo's up, looking to add. Hickams with a single. King, another single. So 8 hits now. No, 9, excuse me. Spakak with a grounder and a ground out. Runners move to second and third now. So 2 on, 1 out for Campbell. Campbell grounds out but gets the RBI. And now Mellett will come up and walk. So 2 outs, runners on the corners for Shapiro. Shapiro, fly ball, left center, caught by the left fielder. So it's 5-0 Dillos now. Mounties looking to get some offense, and that's a base hit. Washington now. Washington with the line out. So Worth with a fly ball and a fly out. Gelati, the 8-hitter. Oh, a passed ball. We got a runner in scoring position for the Mounties. And a strikeout by Gelati. John Barron having a night. We'll go top of the 6th. 8 more hits to clear the over. Taco with a ground out. Knight with a base hit. Make that 11 hits. The cold hitter trying to break out of that slump. And the stolen base. Knight gets gunned out. Nice throw by Gromit. Rogers with a fly ball and a fly out. So 11 hits, bottom of the 6th. Mounties haven't scored yet. And a pop out. Farting House with a grounder and a ground out. We'll go Tex Walker, 2 outs, no one on. Grounder, ground out, 3 up, 3 down. We'll go top of the 7th. Dillo's looking to add to this lead. A strikeout from Nate Washington, the 3rd. Nice pitch there. King drops one in for the 12th hit.
Uh-oh.
We're inching closer and closer to that over, and a passed ball puts King in scoring position. Spakak. Another hit, and will King come home? He does. It's 6-0 Dillos, 13 hits so far.
Uh-oh.
And another hit, make that 14. Campbell with a base hit. Mellett with a fly ball in right, caught for the out. Shapiro now striking out. So we'll go bottom of the 7th. Mounties down 6 with 4 hits left to clear the over in this game. And that's going to be another hit. Stocks with a single. Make that 15. A walk. So 2 base runners for Gromit. Over looking really good. Oh, and a grounder. The 4-6-3. Great defense by the Dillos infield. Championship defense.
Oh.
And a hard hit ball and right gets caught for the web gem. Wow, what a catch by Dan King. And we'll go top of the 8th, LBG.
2 innings to go, 3 hits left for the over. Let's see how we do. Taco's up. And that's going to be a fly out to center field. That brings us to the top of the order now with Trevin Knight. And Knight will take a walk. And another walk. 2 runners on now. Only 1 out. And that'll bring up Wallaby Hickams. And we get a double steal. And it's going to be safe. 2 runners in scoring position now. And that looked like a check swing walk. And yes, wow. Juice is based. 1 out. And they walk home in a run. And that's going to make the score now 7-0.
No hits, though.
Spakak is up now. And that's going to be a deep fly out to center field. Runner tags. No throw. And that's a foul ball right side. That is caught by the first base, and that retires the side. Leaves 2 stranded.
No hits.
But
in that half inning.
No hits. Still at 15 hits total. 3 to go here. Wow. Kingston. And this one hit to the third baseman, and Worth is thrown out. Gelati. And what a sliding catch by the center fielder, keeping the undergoing here. This one drilled to the third baseman. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. 1 inning left. 3 hits to go.
Defense.
And here we go.
Wins
Dillos.
Championships.
Right? And this is going to be a fly out to left field for Mellett. And now Shapiro. first base, throws the pitcher out number 2. Still 3 hits needed here for the over. This one's the second baseman, and 1-2-3 inning. And last chance here for Kingston, down by 8.
This is nuts.
Right?
This is nuts. If this under hits, this is one of the craziest bets I've ever been a part of.
And here we go. Top of the order, pitcher change. Scarborough coming in for the Dillos. This one's hit to the shortstop, and Fartinghouse is thrown out, and that'll bring up Tex Walker. Tex Walker, line drive, left side. And that is caught at the warning track. Out number 2, last chance here for the Mounties.
Wow.
And another shot towards left field, but that does not happen. Oh, it does! That is out of here. And it is now 8-1. Mounties avoiding the
Out
shutout
of
here
the
as they
park.
get the over to just 2 hits needed.
Wow. 2 out Magic?
Mike Boss Jr., last chance. Mike Boss striking out, and that'll do it. And the unders win as
Wow.
the Dillos beat the Mounties here with a score of 8-1. 11 hits to 5. Hitting wise for Amarillo, we have a couple multi-hit games. 3 hits from King and 3 hits from Campbell. Campbell getting 2 runs and an RBI as well. Over on the Kingston side, only 1 multi-hit game, and that is Harry Stocks going 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Pitching for Amarillo, Barron getting their second win, 2-0 now for them. For Kingston, Harry Balls taking their second loss, 1-2 for Balls, and John Barron is your player of the game. Barron, 8.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 78 pitches. And let's see what takes
Wow.
us to this one.
Man, minor league night always does deliver. Shout out to Beaver.
Right.
Kingpin's resilient win, 5-4 over San Bernardino. So in the bottom of the 11th, Gray hit a walk-off scoring double versus Patio Furniture. Wow, big win at home in the 11th by the Kingpins against a really hot 66er team. So a lot of multi-hit games, pretty much half the lineup for the Kingpins, but Picone with the 2 ribbies is standout there. Miles ahead. 2 for 6 with 2 ribbies. Wow, 6 at bats, just a long game. We'll go down to the pitchers. Gunk giving up 3, but Pocket gets the win. McCarthy with the blown save. Moore with the loss. Vinny Picone, as mentioned, is your player of the game.
All right, and that takes us now to game number 3, and that's going to be my Dynamos versus the Wheelers. Dynamos win this one in 10 innings. Bottom of the 10th, a walk-off here. The Dynamos relied on first baseman Dustin Parmalee, who's in chat here with us. Congratulations, Dustin Parmalee, for the game-winning hit. And in the bottom of the 10th, he delivered, hitting a run-scoring single to seal the deal. Looking at our batting here for Anchorage, several multi-hit games, 5 players. But the best one here is going to be a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter, going 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Over on the Dallas end, 3 multi-hit games here as well, but again, Dustin Parmalee is going to be our best hitter here, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs, including the walk-off. Anchorage pitching, Hodder no decision, blown save by Ono. Roach getting their second loss this season, 1-2 now for them, second blown save. No decision for Tosin. And Wheatfall getting their second win, 2-2 now for Wheatfall. In relief, Perry Hodder is your player of the game. Hodder, 7.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 87 pitches. Takes us to our
Skyfish.
next one here.
The Slokening propels Hepcast to 7-6 win. Scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th and took the lead and won the game. Look at that graph leaning in Louisville's way. Lowellville, excuse me, Nate. He's gonna did that for him. But look at the graph, just going all down to the Hepcats. Bottom of the 8th, a run scoring triple by Witt, and Rotor Wash with a mustache grounded out, driving in a run. So big at bats there. 2 ribbies for Slokening, 2 ribbies for both Myth and English in losing efforts. Murley with the start, Reed with the win, Focia with the save, Krat with the loss and the blown save for the Lemurs. But Slokening, player of the game. Good comeback win for the Hepcats.
Right, and that takes us now to our final minors matchup for this sim day, and that is the Brew City Bears versus the Swifties. Swifties winning this one, a score of 3-1, only 9 hits total in this one, 5-4. Brew City batting, no multi games here, only RBI looks like is from Jose. Over on the other side for State College, 2 runs and a hit here from Blamo. Pitching for Brew City, Thursday getting their 3rd loss, 1-3 now for Thursday. And for State College, Baldelli getting their 2nd win, 2-2 now for Baldelli. And it looks like we just got some here. Desire the Dragon, thank you very much for following. And on the save section, Twain T2 getting their 2nd save of the season. The player of the game is Nico Baldelli. Baldelli, 7.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 84 pitches. And let's see here. Uh-oh, something happened on my screen here. Give me just a second to fix something.
That Kashima OBX game tonight, that's prime time, right?
Yes, it is. A very I'm not sure about prime time. You have a list of the prime time matches that you can take a look at?
I can. It's on J. I'm pretty sure it's on JSync, but I think we wouldn't be showing it unless it was prime time, right?
No, we show some of the regular ones too. It might be in the archives. If it's already been closed and moved away, it might still be in the archives if it's not in the
I'm gonna check
progression.
I'll check that if you want to.
Sure, I'll go ahead and do the stats for the next game here for the majors. And starting us off here, we have our first box scores for the majors for tonight. And our first match is the Apex versus the Demons. And the Apex winning this one, a score of 6-1 over the Demons, 15 hits to 5. Batting for Indianapolis, we have several multi-hit games here, but the 2 best ones are going to be Hood and Dominguez Jr. both getting 3 hits, a run scored, and Dominguez Jr. getting an RBI as well. For Detroit, only single hit games there for them, but it looks like Knox had a home run. They did. Only RBI here listed. On the pitching end for Indianapolis, You Need to Calm Down getting their first win of the season, 1-2 now for them. Detroit, a striker spin rate, their first loss this season, 2-1 now for spin rate. You Need to Calm Down, player of the game, 7.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 95 pitches. So were you able to find out?
Yeah, it's not a prime time.
It's not prime
just
time.
Checked.
Okay.
The remaining 3 prime times of the week, which will be Supernova Sloths, Scorpions, Demons, and Apex Vandals, are all on Saturday. So those 3 matchups you'll see Saturday.
Okay, great.
Oh, it's my turn. Raptors needing extra innings to top the Crabs. Oh my goodness. Top 13th. Finn Reese drew a walk, driving in a run against Turner. So clutch eye for the eventual win for the Raptors, moving to 7-8. We'll check out batting wise. 7 at bats for 2 hitters on the Raptors. 3 for 7 for Pluto. 3 for 6 for McDavitt. 2 ribbies as well. 2 ribbies for Stein. 3 for 6. Nice day for Philip Stein. 2 for 5 for Dowd. And pitching wise, we got Daly and Tachibana both started. LeBlanc with the win and the blown save. Horse, McKinnon, and Crab. Well, Horse, McKinnon get holds. Crab with a blown save. Turner with the loss. Drakenberg sets the Providence regular season extra inning game record for doubles with 3. Wow. So, yeah, unfortunate losing effort, though, to break that record. Tachibana, though, that's your player of the game for Providence. Wow, the starting pitcher on the losing team. God.
And game number 3, we have the Stars and the Voyagers. Stars winning this one 6-5, 11 hits to 9. Let's see here. Oh, they got 2 in the bottom of the 9th, but still wasn't enough for the Voyagers. Nashville batting, we have a couple multi-hit games here, but the best batter is going to be Zach Johnson, going 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs with a walk. Over on the New York side, oh my goodness, Grant Iridian, both Dynamos here, previous alumni for the Dynamos, doing great this game. Grant Iridian, 3 for 3 with 4 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and a walk. Over here on the Nashville pitching side, Lucky El Charo getting their second win, 2-1 now for El Charo. Wynn getting their second hold, McFloridanland their fourth hold, and Blue Line getting their third save. Over on the New York side, Tokoyami getting their first loss, 1-1 now for Tokoyami, and Grant Iridian Player of the game with, again, the 4 runs scored and 3 RBIs with 3 hits.
Rougarous score late to upend the Sloths. Just a World Series rematch. Looking like all their runs, most of their runs were scored past the 7th inning. Scored 2 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. We'll check out batting. 3 for 4 for DiStefano Jr. with 2 runs scored and 2 ribbies. Nice game for Maj. 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored for Hamed. 2 for 4 for Poe. It's good for me. And a ribby. Definitely helps. Rayner, I mean, my team's trash though. Rayner with a start. Dugan with the loss and the blown save. Salchicha gets the win. Chadwick with the save. But DiStefano Jr. is your player of the game.
And that takes us to game number 5, the Scorpions and the Supernovas. The Scorpions now winning this one. The score of 6-4, 8 hits to 7. On the Death Valley side, batting-wise, a couple multi-hit games here, but the best one is going to be Elliot Alderson, Mr. Robot, going 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. On the Sarasota side, best one here is going to be Eo Torrent, who just did a subscription earlier. 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Over on Death Valley pitching, Green, no decision. Leon getting their first win, and Herbie Farnworth, my Dynamo's co-GM, getting their second save. Sarasota, Baxter, no decision. Maddox Jr. hold, McQuack a hold, and Chungus, their second loss this season. 0-2 for Hungus with their first blown save. Player of the game is Kendrick Baxter. Baxter, 5.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, excuse me, 4 strikeouts, and 87 pitches.
Fox is knocking off the Toros at the Kitsun Dome, moving to 5-10, knocking the Toros down to below 500. We'll check out batting wise. Lowett, so the bottom of the 6th, wow, the Foxes erupted. Hunter, 2, and Lowett Joe all contributing to the win. 2 for 4 for 2. Nice game for Duck with 2 ribbies. Lowett Joe also 1 for 3 with 2 ribbies as well. Cancun had a multi-hit game from, sorry about that, Drozdov. So a ribby at 2 for 4 with a run score. Nice game for Drozdov. Leaf with the win. Nice start. Young with the hold. Law with the save. Lemon gets the loss. Ivy Leaf is your player of the game. 2 earned runs over 6.1 innings of good work there. So Kashima getting the home win.
All right, that takes us to our next game, and the Aviators are still running strong here to start the season, getting their 13th win now. 13-2 for the Aviators over the Vandals with a score of 1-0, a 4-hit shutout. Taking a look at Vancouver, only single hits on this side, and for Outer Banks, we have 2 hits for Nikia, and it looks like Riverboat got a home run as well. They did. Pitching-wise for Vancouver, Takahashi, their second loss, 0-2 now for them. Outer Banks, Ray's Funk getting their first win, 1-1 for Funk, with Jose 43 getting their 4th save. Player of the game is Ray's Funk. And that's going to finish us out for this sim day, the 10th of May. And we're going to move on now to our next sim day. And taking a look at our listing here, it looks like we have 3 quick sim all days here. I'm just going to do a file save real quick and see if we have both minors and majors today. And since this is a minors centric night, we're going to start with the minors, and the first game, the Lemurs and the Hepcats.
And the Lemurs win 7-2 on the road, getting revenge after that comeback win earlier tonight. Louisville, let's see, Joe Warner hurled his team, going 7.1. So great day on the mound for Joe Warner. And that's definitely your shout out. 2 ribbies though for Thrallers. Warner, 2 earned runs and 7.1, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Mace gave up 4 over 6.1. 6 total, only 4 earned. We'll check out. And of course, your player of the game is Joe Warner. 2.81 ERA.
Wow.
And Sly coming into relief.
Just because I can, we're going to do the Dynamos next, and the Dynamos losing to the Wheelers, the score of 17-3. Ouch. 20 hits to 10 here in this one. Real shellacking here for my Dynamos. Looking at Anchorage batting, several multi-hit games. Every single player got a hit. But wow, by far the two biggest are at the top of the lineup here. Diamundo going 4 for 5 with 4 runs scored and an RBI with a walk. And Franco 3 for 3 with 4 runs scored, 6 RBIs, and 2 walks. Over on the Dallas side, a couple multi-hit games here, but the best one is going to be Andrew Berry, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Pitching-wise for Anchorage, Toasties getting their second win, 2-2 now for Toasties. Dallas, Michael Knightrider taking their first loss of the season. 6.57 ERA now. Ouch. 6 earned runs. Wander Franco is your player of the game. Diamundo ties the Anchorage regular season game record for runs with 4. Wander Franco ties the Anchorage regular season game record with runs for 4. So both of them got 4 runs each.
Armadillos win at Kingston 3-2, scoring all 3 of those runs in the second. Mounties fall to 5-13. Dillos move to 12-6. We'll check out 3 for 4 for Campbell. Wow. And that was definitely your best batter overall, but 2 ribbies for Mellett off that 1 hit. 2 ribbies for Boss Jr. as well. Riddle with the loss from the Mounties, excuse me. Mountain, good start. Ellie with the win. Tano with the blown save. Great relief pitching there. And your player of the game is Tom Riddle, the losing pitcher. Wow. Unfortunate result.
And 66ers keeping a run going here. 14-4 now in the season with the win over the Chicago Kingpins, a score of 9-5. 27 hits in this one. 2 errors for the Kingpins. San Bernardino batting. Several multi-hit games here. But the best 2 are going to be Rodriguez going 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and 2 walks. Then we also have Jackie Daytona going 3 for 5 with the run scored and 2 RBIs. We also, Rembeverwinkle, same thing as well. Chicago batting, multi-hit games at the top of the lineup here. Best 2 are going to be Gofford, 2 for 5 with the run scored, 2 RBIs. Same for Scary Terry, except they got a walk as well. San Bernardino pitching, Bill DeHill getting their 4th win of the season, 4-0 now for them. McCarthy, their 4th hold, and Echo Dot, their 3rd save. Over on the Chicago side, Kingpin in relief gets their first loss of the season, and player of the game is Benny Rodriguez.
And the Swifties win 7-1. Wow, a big win. We're trying to get back to 500, but spreading those runs out. Jody Groundball hitting a 2-run bomb, and Jimmy Smith hitting a 3-run bomb in back-to-back innings. That'll do it. We'll check. And this is a fun game because both of the Bears GMs are connected to the Swifties franchise. So
Right.
This is what you get for leaving. No, I'm kidding. 4 ribbies for Smith. Nice game. Quinn, 3 ribbies. And oh wow, Tuttle 3 for 4. Nice day. 1 for 3 for Dot Jose. Bolt Jr. with the win. The Igloo with the loss. Jody Groundball. That's your player of the game.
All right, and now that takes us to the majors as we finished off all the minors for this sim day. And first one up is the Rougarous and the Apex. And the Rougarous winning in extra innings. 12 innings here in this one, getting 3. And wow, look at this. 3 for both teams in the 11th, and then 2 in the 12th to break the tie. And Rougarous win this one, a score of 10-8. 14 hits to 11. 4 errors total in this one. 3 for the Apex. New Orleans batting. Oh my goodness, several good hitters here, but we're going to go over the top 2, and that is going to be Slithery Sneck going 4 for 6 with 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and Richie Bonanza getting 3 for 6 and 2 RBIs. Over on the other side for Indianapolis, several multi-hit games here as well. Top 2 batters is going to be Hood going 2 for 4 with the run scored, 3 RBIs and 2 walks. And then Winston going 2 for 5 with the run scored, 4 RBIs and a walk. On the pitching end for New Orleans, way down here at the bottom, Salchicha getting the win, 2-0, first blown save of the season. And for Indianapolis, it's going to be Madison going 0 for 1, hold for Bolanos, and second blown save for Dion. Slithery Sneck is your player of the game.
Aviators clipping the Toros 4-3. Watch that graph just slowly the whole game go towards the Aviators, moving into 14-2. Wow. Toros attempted to come back in the top of the ninth, fell short though by a run to force more baseball. We'll check out the batting though. Multi-hits for Swift and Bergen Cannon, and 2 ribbies for Walrus. Aviators coming off that Tahini Classic Championship, just continuing the hot baseball. I'm going to take a little credit for that, for having that tournament. No kidding. Beaumont with the win, 43 with the hold, Ben Cotton with the save, Varga with the loss. Bob Beaumont. Jose 43 is in the chat, disappointed because he gave up a run.
Oh no!
His ERA is officially over 1. I'm so sorry. I feel so terrible for you. Bob Beaumont, though, is your player of the game.
And that takes us to game number 3, the Supernovas and the Voyagers. And Voyagers win this one 7-1, 13 hits to 4, only 4 hits for the Supernovas. Supernovas batting, we did have a multi-hit game here, though, from Carlos Crashwagon, 2 for 4 with the RBI. And for New York, several multi-hit games. Top 2, though, are going to be Rivers, 3 for 5 with the run scored and an RBI. And Shu, look at this, Shu. I hope you're in chat looking at this. 4 for 4 with the run scored and 2 RBIs. On the pitching side for Sarasota, Buster Nut taking their 3rd loss. New York, Joey Slothface getting their first win. 1-1 now for Slothface. Tom Shu is your player of the game. Here we go, Austin Bitley, and he's not up, but it's the Demons.
Kid Carsey's a homie, getting the win. Get a get right game for my brother there. Kid Carsey has been a great addition to the Demons locker room. Wow. Crabs moved to 2-14. Demons 2 games above 500. What a difference 2 seasons make. I know it's way too early, but it is nice to be in an improved state. It's easier to pitch when you get run support. I agree, Kid Carsey. Right. I wish I could get some of that. Let me get some of that. You're stealing all of it. Dimes, though, 3 ribbies. Wow. 2 ribbies for Daniel B. Nice game for Daniel B. I'm calling him Daniel lately. Don't ask why. 2 walks for Law Jr. 1, so a ribby for Winters, the lone Cedric Winters. Wow, that gets the call up. Mr. Inside the Park gets a ribby. Carsey with the win. Casey with the loss. Kid Carsey went 7 innings and an earned run and a walk and only 1 hit. That's your player of the game for sure.
And that takes us.
Wait, everyone calls you Daniel?
Daniel?
They actually do. I think Danny is we're the only people in the world that call him Danny, apparently.
Huh. We call him
so I'm onto something.
Right. All right. Game number 5, we have the Sloths and the Foxes, and Sloths getting their 10th win over the Foxes with the score of 12-1. 8 hits to 3 here. 12 runs only on 8 hits. There must have been a lot of only 1 error, several walks here. We'll take a look. Kashima batting, multi-hit game here from Benito Alomar. Over on the San Antonio side, oh my goodness, middle of the lineup here, 3 RBIs for McDonald. Turtle getting, 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 RBIs, 2 RBIs each from Khan and Matata. And the walk side, 13 walks here for San Antonio. No wonder they got so many extra runs. Kashima pitching. Rolo getting their 2nd loss of the season. San Antonio Greer, their 3rd win. 3-0 now for Greer. Player of the game is Akuna Matata. Let's see how Matata did here. Matata, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 3 walks. Jeez. And game number 6, the Scorpions and the Raptors.
Scorpions win this one, moved to 8-8 on the season, scoring that top of the 9th. James Love hitting a run-scoring single, clutch hitting for James Love to get the eventual win. They would hold on in the bottom of the 9th. Raptors couldn't score there. So 2 for Jay Doctor, great game, Mr. Home Run to win it in the playoffs to advance. 2 for 3 against this team. 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored for Blonde, but holding a fart. Wow, the leadoff hitter 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Great outing. 2 for 4 for Love. Nice game as well. Sims got the start. Ratatouille and Lung. Oh wait, so this is crazy. Lung got the win, but also got a blown save, and Morgan got the save. Matty Paul takes the loss, gave up a run in 2.2. Sims is your player of the game, went 5.1, 2 earned runs, and no walks and 6 strikeouts.
All right, and the final majors matchup for this Sunday is the Vandals and the Stars. Vandals winning this one and going to a record now of 10-6. Vandals turning it around this season. Score of 4-2, 5 hits each for both teams, so a real pitcher's duel here in this one. Vancouver batting, we have 2 RBIs each from Mouse and McGrath. Over on the Nashville side, multi-hits here from Buswell and Rose. Pitching for Vancouver, Colton Kai getting their second win of the season, 2-2 now for them. Brooking their first hold, and Colby Kidd their fourth save. Nashville, Barack Obama getting their second loss, 2-2 now for Obama. And player of the game, even with the losing effort, is Barack Obama. 7.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, 107 pitches. And that'll finish us off for Friday, May the 11th. We're going to go ahead and go to the next day, and the 12th and 13th are also quick sims, so we're going to go down here to the minors. And no minors matches for today, so just majors. And I'll start us off here with the Toros and the Aviators. Aviators continuing their streak here, 15-2 now for the Aviators. 4-2 in the win over the Toros, 7 hits to 6. Cancun, batting wise, only single hit day for them. Outer Banks, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Dub City. Cancun pitching, Callaway Flowers getting their 4th loss. Walker Cato for Outer Banks getting their 4th win, 4-0 now for them, and Ben Caden getting their 3rd save. Player of the game is Walker Cato. 7.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, 113 pitches. And Voyagers and Supernovas.
Supernovas dropping off the Voyagers 7-2. Big win on the road, matching the record of their opponent, 7-10. We'll go, wow, top of the second, 2-run homer by Buckley, and that was it, really. And then 3 in the top of the 9th. Wow. New York, though, Rivers had a great game. 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 ribbies. 2 for 4 for Dylan Hodge. 2 for 5 for Tom Shue. But Buckley, those 3 ribbies, 2 for 5 with 3 ribbies. 4 for 5 for Junie Panda, the shortstop, getting it after it on offense. Bogexu, Gold Glove winner. Bogexu went 3 for 4, and Red Arrow went 2 for 4. A lot of good offense. Everyone got a hit except for Kane. Sevart with the loss, Pozo with the win, Maddox Jr. and McQuack both hold. But Eric Rivers, in a losing effort, is your player of the game. Wow.
All right, and that takes us to Game 3, the Rougarous and the Apex. And Apex winning this one over Rougarou with the score of 12-4, 13 hits to 8. New Orleans batting. Only multi-hit games here from Beauregard with 2 hits and Johnny Times2 with 2 hits. Over on the other side for Indianapolis, several multi-hit games all the way down the line. Best one here is going to be Hood, though, with 3 for 5, 2 runs scored and an RBI. We also have 2 hits and 4 RBIs from Jimbo Slice. Let's see if that was a grand slam. It was not. All right. Moving down to New Orleans pitching, Coco McQueen taking their 3rd loss of the season. Dangley getting their 2nd win. Bolanos their 4th hold, and player of the game is Doug Dangley. Dangley, 6.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 90 pitches. And Crabs and the Demons.
And the Crabs getting a big win, 9-5, moving to 3 wins on the year. Top of the 5th, Stein and Lemon. Wow, a grand slam. Wow, Lemon versus Molly Mitchell. Mitchell getting dinged up. Stein hit a double, and wow. So we'll check out the batters for Detroit. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, 3 walks. Great day at the plate for Knox, and that was pretty much it. Litteris 3 for 5 with a ribby, but Lemon, that grand slam, 4 ribbies off of 1 hit of the ball. 2 for 5 for Drockenberg with 2 ribbies. So Providence clutch batting there. Kuramuchi gets the win. Mitchell gets the loss, and Horse with the hold, Crab with the save. Revin Knox in a losing effort. There was 3 walks. Man, player of the game. Nice, wow, nice day at the plate. A wizard.
And here we go, Foxes and the Sloss. And the Sloss winning over the Foxes in 14 innings. 14 innings, wow. San Antonio won the game in the bottom of the 14th inning with 2 outs and Silas Young on the mound for Kashima. Second baseman Roberto Kahn hit a dramatic solo home run, bringing Sloss fans to their feet. So Roberto Kahn getting it done for the Sloss in 14 innings. Look at that graph there, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. All right, Kashima batting here. Multi-hit game from Chess Sims, 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. And for San Antonio, only multi-hit games here are down at the bottom for Christy Abbott and Haywood Dinkle, both getting 2 hits. Kashima pitching, Rune with a no decision. Silas Young, 0-1 now in the season. San Antonio, Dugan getting their 3rd blown save, and King George III, I believe that is John Stradamus, with their first win in relief. Pitching wise, or excuse me, player of the game is Bobby Daring. Lowett Joe ties Kashima regular season extra inning game record for strikeouts with 5. Ouch.
Wow. Sim helps Death Valley cruise to 11-1 win. Blowout at Boise, but wow, a lot of those runs scored after the 5th. 6 runs combined in the 7th and 8th. Wow. We'll check out base clearing double by Sim in the 7th. That was crazy. 4 ribbies for Orem. Wow. 5 for Sim. 2 for 4 with 5 ribbies. McDavitt with the lone ribby for Boise. We'll check out. Wow. Great day at the plate for Sim. We'll check out the pitching now. And the Sim did. Enriquez Garcia with the win. Lucas with the loss. Sim is your player of the game. No question about it.
And our final majors game for this sim day is the Vandals and the Stars. And Vandals win this one and get win number 11 now. 11-6 for the Vandals to score of 4-2, 4 hits to 7. Batting wise for Vancouver, no multi-hit games, but the best here is Herb Sessions, 2 runs, a hit, and 2 RBIs with a walk. Over on Nashville's side, it's going to be Svanberg, 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. On the pitching end for Vancouver, Johnson getting their 2nd win, 2-2 now for them. Fuji their 2nd save, and for Nashville, Taylor Johnson getting their 2nd loss. Johnson versus Johnson here in this one. 2-2 now for Taylor Johnson. Player of the game is Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson, 7.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 111 pitches. And that finishes us off for the majors, and I believe there was no minors, so we'll go ahead and move now to our 3rd Quick Sim day. That was the 13th. Let me just pull up my schedule here to confirm that is correct. And we'll check the minors first, see if they have any games going, and they do. And so we'll let Hummus go here with the Wheelers and the Lemurs.
And the Wheelers clipping the Lemurs 4-3, scoring all 4 of those runs in the top of the 6th. Franco and Ray, a home run and a double off of Alexander. We'll check out the batters. Franco, 3 for 4, 2 ribbies. It's Josh. 2 ribbies for Ray. 2 ribbies for Ronaldinho. 2 for 3. A nice day at the plate. Alexander with the loss. Baxter with the win. Rizzo with the hold. Oh no with the hold. Roach with the save. Wander Franco. Josh, your player of the game.
And game number 2 is the Hepcats and the Dillos. And Hepcats defeating the Dillos here in 13 innings. Top of the 13th, getting a run to break the tie. 5-4, 10 hits to 8. Kansas City, the name's so long, they've got to do a second line here. Voter Wash with the mustache only getting a hit. Let's see here. Multi-hit games from Weedham Boys, Caruso, and Kaneda. Over on the Dillo side, hit and 2 RBIs from Steve Rogers, 2 hits from Wallaby Hickams, and 2 hits from Malott. Pitching wise for Kansas City, Turbo getting their first blown save, Fotia the win, 2 wins now in the season, 2-1, and Homie getting their first save. Amarillo in relief, Thomas getting their first loss, 1-1 now for Thomas. Maverick Smoltz is your player of the game. Smoltz 7.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 98 pitches.
Can I call something out? I'm going to get real quick before I do this box score. I was just laughing to myself because when the chat is kind of quiet and we got this many viewers and the chat is kind of like dead, that means locker rooms right now are going nuts. Like in either direction. People are happy, people are sad. I love that part of the sim. I love when the chat's quiet and you know it's because of the locker rooms. Bears win 7-5 at home against the Mounties. Big win for Brew City, going to 8-11 now, getting closer to 500. Jose 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies. Tuttle 2 for 4 with 3 ribbies. 2 for 5 with 2 ribbies for Stocks. 3 for 4 for Gelati with a ribby. I'm going to check out the pitchers. Salinger with the hold, Ginsburg with the with the win. Ruth Hader Ginsburg. Wow, what a day! No runs given up at 1.2. Player hold. Goozer with the save. Jabs. So everybody getting in the mix. Benson took the loss, but Tuttle is your player of the game. Close game.
In game number 4, the Kingpins and the Swifties, and Kingpins winning this one in dramatic fashion, 6-1 over the Swifties, 11 hits to 8, 8 hits and only 1 run. Taking a look at Chicago hitting, several multi-hit games here, but it looks like the best one is going to be Pork Chop Sandwiches, going 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Over on the State College side, multi-hit games here from this dude and Hussey. Pitching wise for Chicago, Lemonade getting their 3rd win of the season, 3-1 now for Lemonade. State College, Keeler, their 2nd loss, 1-2 now for Keeler. Player of the game is Pork Chop Sandwiches. In our final game, the Dynamos and the 66ers.
AW throwing shade, bro. Come at me. 66ers getting the win, 8-5, 15-11 on hits. Both teams erroneous. But the San Bernardino 66ers moved to 15 wins out of 19 games. AW. No, we got you. Let's bet again. I think you're just mad because that one day I took your money. Anyways, when the Demons beat the Aviators. 4 straight wins, goes 3 for 4 with 2 ribbies. 2 for 4 for Rembever Winkle with 3 ribbies. So the 6 and 7 hitters really performed. 3 for 4 for Parmalee, hitting .316 this year. 2 for 4 for Edwards. 2 for 4 for Bodnar. So overall, a good mixture of offense. Tam with the loss. O'Sullivan with the win. McCarthy with the hold. Dot with the save. Danny Sullivan is your player of the game. 7.2 innings, only gave up 3, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks. So great day on the mound for Sullivan.
And that'll finish us off for the majors, or excuse me, the minors. And now for the majors, game number 1, the Rougarous and the Apex. And Apex win this one 10-0, a 7-hit shutout over the Rougarou. Looking at New Orleans batting, we did have a couple multi-hit games here from Geronimo and from Johnny Times 2. Over on the Indianapolis side, oh my goodness. Top of the lineup here, Maggio Como, 2 hits, 3 runs, 5 RBIs. Dover, 3 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 walks. And Winston, 2 hits and 2 RBIs as well. New Orleans pitching, McDougal getting their first loss this season, 3-1 now for them. Indianapolis, Tro and No Hands getting their third win. 3-1 now for No Hands. And Ben Dover is your player of the game. Tro and No Hands
Wow.
ties the Indianapolis Apex regular season game record for strikeouts with 12. Man, it's having a
Apex
great game.
Legends upset win, big upset.
Oh my goodness.
Aviators make it 4 straight with a 6-3 win at home. Got out hit by 3. Toros only scored those 3 runs in the 4th. Stringing hits together. We'll check out the batters. 2 ribbies for Alessio, new return back to his team. Riverboat 1 for 4 with 2 ribbies. Nice day at the plate. And wow, Salmon's the second. Carter and Bauer all had nice days, all with 2 hits. Bauer with 2 ribbies. So just wasn't enough. We'll go check out pitching. Ribspod only gave up 3 with 9 strikeouts. Arian picks up the loss, gave up 6. Ripspod 6.2, only gave up 3, 9 strikeouts, no walks. Your player of the game.
In game number 3, the Supernovas and the Voyagers. And Voyagers, oh my goodness, 16-1 over the Supernovas. 20 hits to 7. Voyagers really pouring it on with the offense here in this one. Sarasota batting, no multi-hit games here, but we did get an RBI from Kane. Over on the New York side, everybody got a hit here except for Hard and Long. Best 2 batters here, though, are going to be Menard, RJ Menard, going 3 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and a walk. And Grant Iridian, run, 4 hits, and 5 RBIs. On the pitching end for Sarasota, Port Torkelton taking their 3rd loss of the season, 2-3 now for them. And for New York, Kevin Choate, their 2nd win, 2-2 now for Choate. Grant Iridian, of course, is your player of the game. Let's see if that was a grand slam here for. There was no home runs. Okay.
Choate.
Wow.
Nice
And
day for Choate.
let's see here. We're going to go ahead and let Hummus do this one here.
Me versus Moose. Demons win versus the Crabs. 8-4. Nice getting a mention in the write-up. Had moves to finally get my first win on the season. Through 6 innings of 4-hit ball. Got 7 strikeouts, only walked 1. Nice save for Tim Galvin as well. So 3 ribbies for Knox. Got that run support I asked for in the chat. I said I needed some Knox run support. It gave me 3 ribbies. 2 ribbies for Stack and Paper, 2 for Daniel. Bunty, nice day, 2 ribbies, and 1 for Reeves and Kuntz each. Bentley got the win. Leo Robert gets the loss. Sorry, Moose. And Tim Galvin got the save. My brother, with his 22.5 ERA, only gave up a run. And yeah, I got player of the game. I played well. My brother didn't, so that stinks. But 2 walks and an earned run. But get him next time.
That's your first player of the game of the season, isn't it?
I don't think so. I had a 8.1 scoreless, but it was a no decision.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that takes us to our next one here, and that is the Scorpions and the Raptors. And Scorpions, oh my goodness, 18-2 over the Raptors, 20 hits to 7. Death Valley batting. Every single person got a hit here. So many to cover, but we're just going to do the top 3. 3 runs and 4 RBIs from Holden and Fart. 3 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and 3 walks from James Love. And 3 runs, 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a walk from E.M. Fullman. So Death Valley on fire this game. Boise, multi-hit game here from F.R. Finn Reese with an RBI as well. Pitching. Oh my goodness, Boise burned their whole bullpen in this one. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 relief pitchers.
A starter. Isn't Lucas a starter?
Yeah, Lucas, they burned so many that they had to...
Aren't Daly, Wohler... Wait.
That was only 9 innings. That was only 9
But
innings.
I know Lucas is a starter. Is Wohler also a starter? They had starters. They had to get starters out there. That's crazy.
That's going to ruin their rotation up until the All-Star break now. Ouch.
Wow.
Death Valley, BB Zeilman, their 4th win, 4-1 for Zeilman. 8.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 116 pitches. Boise, Bill Bisquick taking their first loss this season, and 8 relief pitchers as well. Player of the game is James Love. Somebody might want to let CMAC know about the result of that one so they can start prepping now for their lineup card for Saturday.
For Saturday, yeah.
Yep. Game number 6, the Foxes and the Sloths.
Wait, did all 4 starters play? Daly is their other starter, so wait a minute. All right, well, I'll check the index. I mean, we could look at it again, but that's crazy. So Daly, Wooler, Lucas are their other 3 starters. Bisquick is their other. They have 4.
Wow.
Oh man.
It looks like
that's the definition of chaos.
Even though 0.0 innings pitch here for Wooler, he still took 5 hits and ouch. So 21 pitches. Yeah, all 3 of these are going to be pretty tired after. In fact, let's take a look here at that. Oh,
they have 9 total pitchers on the roster, so every single pitcher that game got used.
Somebody take a screenshot of that one. Holy crap.
The whole roster is tired.
Ouch.
Oh, we got the Sim team head in chat now. This is definitely one of those wonky OOTP moments. So it should be interesting, how the rest of the Sim goes. Let OBX play them. God. AW, chill out, bro. It's early. Do it when it matters. In the Tahiti Classic, like you did already. Victory takes the Sloths to 12-6, 7-4, 9-7 on hits. Sloths got the lone error. Wow, the bottom of the 3rd and the 5th, Antonio, McDonald, Poe, and Matata. So a team win for the Sloths coming off back-to-back World Series appearances. We'll check out the batting. 2 for 4 for Stan Antonio with a 2-run score. 2 for 4 for Dinkle. 2 ribbies for Matata. 2 ribbies for Chess Sims. What a day for Chess Safari. 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies and a run scored. Ryan Rose got the win. Nice. I needed that. He's not doing amazing, but that's a great game for him, for me. Evans with the loss. Ryan Rose, player of the game.
Is he on your fantasy team?
Yes. Correct.
In game number 7, the Vandals and the Stars.
Is that a sweep?
I believe it is.
I know they won the last 3 against them. I don't know. It's gonna be a 4-gamer. We could check, but wow.
Let's take a look. Yes, it is a 3-game sweep.
Wow. On the road, nonetheless.
Right, and so that takes them now to 12-6 for the Vandals, winning this one 7-6, 7 hits to 9, 2 errors for both teams. Vancouver, batting wise, best batters here are going to be McGrath with a hit and 2 RBIs, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Shidermi. Over on the Nashville side, several multi-hit games here, but top 2 are going to be Zach Johnson, run, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk. And we also have a run, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk from Rose as well. Vancouver pitching, Dave Mann, getting the win and relief, 1-0. Plummer, the hold, and Colby Kidd, their 5th save. And for Nashville, Balquin getting their 2nd loss, 3-2 now for them. Player of the game is Geronimo Shidermi.
Bro, why is Kidd retiring? I can't stand it.
Right.
First, Grover retired and had an incredible season. Now, if you saw Colby Kidd's presser, he's also retiring.
Yep, this is a sad day.
Disappointing.
He was in the same draft class as me.
Wow. Yeah, he's killing it right now.
Right.
Ugh. Hate seeing that. I want to see him keep going. I want to see him shatter records. But kudos for an amazing career, Colby Kidd.
All right, and that finishes us off for the 13th. Now we move into our last 3 days, which are all featured sims for every day. And we'll go ahead and forward here. No majors games for today. That takes us down to the minors. And game number 3 is going to be the Wheelers versus the Lemurs. Let me go ahead and pull up info from our awesome stats team here, see what we have. And Anchorage center fielder Will Fisher has been off to a killer start, leading or being tied for the lead in home runs, slugging percentage, on-base percentage, extra base hits, ISO, OPS plus, and WOBA. By win probability added, however, Louisville second baseman Xander English is the only batter to beat him, with a 1.55 WPA to Fisher's 1.40. Lemurs relief pitcher Bembry McFraud is certainly no fraud, racking up 5 saves and 7 opportunities. Lemurs relief pitcher King Julian has also been on fire, racking up the second most innings in the league amongst pitchers who have yet to concede an earned run with 8. So there we go for our stats. Do you want to do a poll for this one?
I do. Just was thinking about it. Didn't really. Sometimes I'll do like an inning bet. So how many runs were scored in a specific inning?
Mm-hmm.
I think I usually do 1.5. So maybe like the middle of the game. So so we could, we'll do maybe 6th inning. How many runs scored total?
In particular, the 6th inning?
Yeah, just like a random middle of the game.
Oh, sure.
Scored total in 6th. Just to change it up, something different, easy to track. Do 1.5. It's just kind of random when runs are scored in games. But all right, so over under 1.5 runs scored in the 6th inning of this game coming up. See if we get some people to bite.
Let me pull that
one of those where you. Yeah, sometimes when I'm not on live, like somebody will start a game without a prediction. I'll just do the cop out. Once the game already starts, do how many runs scored in the 9th, and it usually works.
We're at 50-50. Oh, 98% now for somebody bet 1,000 for under. 1.4K now. We're moving up to almost 5K total. 62. More
money used to be thrown around before we did the 10K channel points for $1 million.
Everybody's trying to save now.
Yep.
But 69% now, over 1.5 for the 6th inning. And we got 2 seconds left here for the poll. All right, so it looks like 57 to 43, 4.1K to 3. Oh, it's still going.
Still going for me.
Huh. There it goes.
And now it's done. Yeah.
So 11.2K for under, 73%.
Wow.
4.1K, 27% for over. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
So around $1 million in PB money.
Mm-hmm. Anchorage and Lemurs. Let me find that one. There we are. And the matchups. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Wheelers, 3 ties. The only one here is for Max2 Poteen at first base for the Lemurs. Pitching wise, though, Lemurs ahead here with Matt Pacifica. All right, so we'll get started here with Diamundo is going to be our first batter up.
Grunt work is mad because someone put in money on the underdog at the end, so it would like lower the winnings for him who bet before that.
And Diamundo getting on with a leadoff base hit here. And this one's a towering shot towards right field. It's going to the fence, and that one is gone. A 2-run blast, and just like that, Wheelers are
out
up
of
2
the
to
park.
nothing. Odd hitter Franco getting it done. And this looks like to be a fly out towards right center field for Dominic, and that'll bring up Fisher. 1 out for Fisher, and another fly out to center field. And that's going to be out number 2. Rie now. Rie to the first baseman, throws over to the pitcher, gets the out. But Wheelers get 2 now on the board, and it's 2 to nothing. Lemurs, and that's going to be a leadoff walk here for Andrew Myth. Xander English, former Dynamo, up to the plate. And no double play. Get the runner at second. And this will be a fly out to center field here for O'Houlihan. Poteen through the gap in center. Runner thought about going to third. Ramirez now 2 on, 2 out. Ramirez towering fly out towards left field, and that is caught, leaving 2 runners stranded. Top of the second now we go. Wheelers up. Rie past the first baseman. Rie thinking about 2, but stops at first. Catch up now. And that'll drop in front of the left fielder, and we have 2 hits to start us off. Andrusak to the gap in center. This would score a run. No, runner stays, and we are now at Juice's base. And a towering shot towards right field. It doesn't have the distance. Will the runner tag? Oh, he's gone. Was that out of here?
Yeah, that was a bomb. That was a grand salami.
Grand slam. Oh my goodness. Let me
Woo.
do the
Out of the park.
graphic for
Out
that
of
one.
the park.
And the score is now 6-0. Towering fly out here. Shortstop goes out and gets that one. One out here and a strikeout for Franco. And this one's a line drive to center field, and that'll retire the side. But with the grand slam, Anchorage up now 6-0. Lemurs need to get something going. And we'll get a walk here to start us off. Drawler's getting on. Ronaldinho. Oh, and Drawler's going for the steal and gets it. Drawler's stolen base. Oh, something happened here with my... Here we go.
And Louisville scores their first run.
Wow, something happened with my my spacing here.
Nice strikeout by Velasquez.
Me.
We'll go top of the third. Will Fisher grounding out. We'll go a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter having a nice day, a nice season at the plate. Oh, and adding to that, so above 300. Congrats to TLK. Hitting above 300 now. Ray will come up.
Let me see if I can fix this here. It is not. It is not going full screen anymore. What the heck happened there?
It looks good on my Twitch. Looks good on my Twitch. I'm watching.
See the gray bar over here on the side and the bottom? That's weird. All right, we'll keep going.
I think it looks fine. I can see everything on the Twitch. I'm looking at the Twitch stream, and that's a fly ball. Yeah, I'm not. I'm watching. I have two screens. So, oh, and he's safe. So top of the third. Here we go. 2 outs. That's deep in left field. Warning track power, but caught. Cat's up, and that will end the inning. So Xander English and a pop up shortstop running in for the grab. And a ground ball and a ground out. I see what you're saying. On the right side, you can't see stolen bases.
And on the bottom, there's a gray bar now on the bottom, too.
And that's a fly ball and a fly out by Poutine. We'll go top of the fourth. Andrusak with a base hit and a leadoff single. Wheeler's up big, 6-1 on the road. Fazio with the grounder. The 5 to 4 to 3. Easily doubled up, according to the write-up. Diamundo with a ground out. So Loud Sly having a nice day on the mound in relief. Ruben Ramirez draws a walk. Oh, and that's a base hit. Nice hit by Thrallers. So 2 on, no out for Ronaldinho. Playing baseball, fly ball. Caught in left field. John F. Kennedy. A 6-4 to 3. Grounding into a double play. Nice defense by Anchorage. We'll go top of the fifth now. We're getting close to the sixth where we've got some money involved. Grounder, ground out for Franco. Dominic with a strikeout, swinging. Will Fisher with a strikeout. And now we'll go bottom of the fifth. Grounder for Zaxxon, grounding out. Myth now, Andrew Myth. Myth, slow roller, but gets grounded out from the third baseman, English. Ooh, with a base hit. A 2-out single for Xander English. O'Houlihan. Ooh, striking out. Velasquez racking up their third. We'll go. Here we go. We're in the sixth. Grounder. Oh, an infield single for a cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter turning on the Jets. Ray. The 5 to 4, but not the 3. So Catsup will come up. The 4, the 6, the 3. Nice defense by Lowellville. Bottom of the sixth. Here we go. Oh, and that's deep. In right field, it's gone. Poutine. Solo shot to start us off the bottom of the sixth. 1 run away from hitting
Out
the
of
over.
park.
Poutine by himself. Ramirez, and that's a fly ball. Center fielder doesn't have to do much. Thrallers, that's deep in right field. It's gone. The over hits off 2 solo shots. Louisville still losing, but Thrallers gets all of that one, 392
park.
feet. Wow. And here we go, erupting 3 solo homers by the Louisville relievers in this inning. This time it was Ronaldinho, 394 feet. Velasquez getting hit for homers and now gets pulled. The over gets smashed here. Wow, John F. Kennedy grounding out. Chaos over club, feeling good. I'm going to score that in a second. And a fly out by Zaxxon will end the inning. So we have a ball game, folks. Top of the 7th. A ground out for Andrusak. So Fazio will come up. Thank you to the Anon who bet the under at the last second to add to the pot. Diamundo, the 6, the 4, but not the 3. Franco with 2 outs and a runner on. Runner deciding to go to second. Gets gunned out by Zaxxon. Nice arm. So the Lemurs are right back in it. We got a great game here. Strikeout by Myth. English, the number 2 hitter. That was a wild bottom of the 6th. You'd love to see the long ball. And that's a walk. So O'Houlihan will come up. Runner on first. A passed ball. Runner in scoring position now.
Fumble bumble.
What will O'Houlihan do with it? A ground out. So 2 outs. Runner on second. Poutine with a pop-up. Caught in the grass. Will go top of the 8th, but the over hit in the 6th. I'm going to score that now.
And here we go. Hot hitter Franco. And he'll get thrown out for out number 1. Dominic. Through the gap on the right side, and Dominic's going to get on with the base hit. Casey Colby, is this still buffering for you? And he checked the runner at first. We'll get a strikeout.
Looking good for me on mine.
And a line drive to first baseman. What a play by the first baseman, snagging that one to avoid the hit there. And it is now the bottom of the 8th, and we'll get a pitching change here. DJ Roach coming in. This one hit to the third baseman, out number 1. Here comes Thrallers. Thrallers the second baseman, second out. Ronaldinho to the shortstop, and a 1-2-3 inning. And that takes us now to the top of the 9th. And up by 2 are the Wheelers. This one hit to the second baseman, and that is out number 1 for Rie. Ketchup up now. And this looks like it's in foul territory right side. That one is caught for out number 2. Andrusak. Towering shot towards left field. High fly ball, and that is caught. And that's going to be it for the inning. Last chance here for Lemurs, down by 2. 3 outs remaining, and a strikeout here from Kennedy. Zaxxon. Zaxxon will take a walk here. And a fumble bumble. Pass ball. Runner goes to second. Tying run at the plate, and that is a base hit. Runner stays. 1 out. Runners at the corners.
We go.
Xander English. Pitching change, and we'll get a strikeout here with Rizzo throwing a strikeout. Last chance. To the third baseman. Throws to second. Makes the play, and that will retire the side, and that does it as the Wheelers beat the Lemurs here with a score of 6-4. Looking at our hitting here, 10 hits to 8. Anchorage, 2 RBIs here from Franco, 2 hits from Andrusak, and Fazio with the grand slam getting a hit and 4 RBIs with the walk. Louisville on their end, run, 2 hits and an RBI from Poutine, 2 runs, 2 hits and an RBI from Thrallers. Pitching for Anchorage, Velasquez getting their second win, 2-1 now for them. Hold for hold for Roach, and Rizzo getting the save. Louisville, Pacifica getting their first loss, 2-1 now for them. And Mario Fazio is your player of the game. And before I do anything else, let me go ahead and just do that right there. And that takes us now to our next game, the Dynamos and the 66ers.
Out of the park.
And the Dynamos top the 66ers 9-6. Ignore that sound. Sorry about that. San Bernardino. Actually, if you want to take this one for a second, LBT, I'll take the next two.
Sure.
All right,
Little
cool.
Torbit, thank you for the gifting of the Tier 1 sub. All right. Mint Trojan PhD. And let's take a look here. Dynamos and the 66ers, 9-6, 16 hits to 12, 28 hits in this one. 2 errors by the 66ers. That might have been costly for them. Dallas batting. Multi-hit games here from several players. Looks like our best two, though, are going to be Matthew Edwards, 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and Krostas getting 3 hits and 2 RBIs as well. Every single Dallas Dynamos player did get a hit in this one. Over on the San Bernardino side, same could be true except for Pretzelman. Best hitters here are going to be 2 runs, 3 hits, and 3 RBIs from Miles Ahead, and 2 hits and an RBI from Vanderbilt. Dallas pitching. Sanchez, no decision, and McDonald to hold. Ken Wheatfall to win, 3-2 now for them, their second blown save, and LaCroix getting their 4th save. And for San Bernardino in relief, Armour getting their 2nd loss. Player of the game is Miles Ahead.
And here we go. Hepcats fall 7-1 to Campbell and the Armadillos. 3 runs in the 2nd, 2 runs in the 4th. A run in both the 5th and the 6th will do it. Campbell hit a 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 4th. Shapiro also hit a 2-run bomb. So Dillo's team win. Campbell 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 3 ribbies. Wow. 2 for 3 for Batista for Kansas City. Huff with the win. Brady with the loss. And Campbell, as mentioned, as your player of the game. So good team win for the Dillos.
All right, and that takes us now to, we watched that one, so now the Kingpins and the Swifties, and Swifties winning over the Kingpins, a 9-hit shutout, 8 hits to 9. Chicago, we do have 3 hits here from Frank, and 2 hits each from Goffard and Gray. Over on the Swiftie side, multi-hit games here with 2 runs, 2 hits from Smith, 2 hits, 3 RBIs from Quinn, and 2 hits from Harvell. Pitching for Chicago, Lanzandor getting their 3rd loss of the season. And for State College, Sidaway, guessing it's Sidaway, their 2nd win. 2-1 now for them. Stelling their 1st hold, and Jader, their 2nd save. Player of the game is Sidaway with 5.2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 93 pitches. In our final game, the Mounties and the Bears.
And here we go. Mounties win 7-5 at Brew City. Mounties topping the Bears 7-5. 4 for 5 from Farting House with 4 singles. Drove in 2. And wow, Mounties getting back in the win column. 2 ribbies for Gromit. 3 hits for Monet with 2 runs scored. 3 hits for Fabian with 2 ribbies. Master with the win. Oh Boy Jr. with the loss. And Farting House, your player of the game.
All right, and that does it for the minors. We're going to move on now to the majors, and no majors games for today. And that was the 14th of May, so we'll now move to the 15th, and it's going to be the Bears versus the Mounties.
Brew City.
And pulling up our amazing stat team information for this game. We have, with the Bears, is Thomas Thursday, who's got a 1-2 record with a 6.30 ERA. And for the Mounties is Harry Balls with a 1-1 record and a 4.21 ERA. In the standings, both of these teams are in the back of the pack, with the Mounties at a 5-10 record and the Bears at a 6-9 record. In terms of batting, the Mounties have Anita Fartinghouse, who's holding the most hits and is tied for the most runs in the minors with 18 hits and 16 runs so far. On the base pass, the Bears have Cinder Klukas, who has 14 stolen bases. All right, so did you want to do a poll for this one?
We shall. So we missed on the last box score that there were 5 errors for one of the teams.
Did we?
So I think in honor of that, we should definitely do an error bet. It's been a while. I think we did one in the beginning of the night.
Let's go back and take a look.
Wow, the
Bears.
losing team. Yeah, so so we got to, because that's the matchup. Yeah, so Wow, the Bears committed 5 errors.
Almost a 1.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So we're gonna still want to set that number. You know how the sim works. So we're gonna do over under 1.5 errors. I know that over is the quote unquote, educated pick based on last game, but you know how the sim works. So we're gonna
Right.
go over 1.5, under 1.5. How many errors? Oh, whoops. Did not mean to time out Cantharion. How do I untime him out?
I think you have to right click them, and there might be an
All right, let me
option for
see.
that.
How-
So Tortivert, it is the
clicking.
Mounties and the Bears.
How do I untime out? Mod team. Sorry, I accidentally clicked. I don't know why I clicked on it. That was my mistake. I guess my mouse kind of moved around and I accidentally clicked. It's kind of thank you, Crazy Katie Cat. Yes,
There
this
we
is
go.
why we got a mod team. Love you guys. Woo, making me look good. Sorry, can't. I owe you. Yeah, sorry, I owe you something. Sorry, can't. But it was a great joke though. Bearers. I think I was so excited I was laughing and accidentally clicked. They're like all right next to each other. Like it's literally right next to your name is the timeout button.
Wow, almost 50K bet on this one.
Here we go. Let me check it. I'm about to. I think that's what I was doing. I was going to go type it. So 24K for over, 22.5K for under errors. So gotta love it. This has got to be one of the bigger bets of the night. So a lot of money being thrown around here. Total of around 5 million.
Right? All right, so we're going to get started with the matchups here, and look at that. All the way down the line, Mounties over the Brew City Bears. 9-1, pitching and batting. And so we'll get started here with first hitter, Anita Fartinghouse. Here we go. Look, the screen's fixed now, yay. And we'll get a strikeout here to start us off. And that'll bring up Tex Walker. And Tex Walker struck out as well. And a good start here from Thomas Thursday. And this will be a fly out to left field, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Bears are up now, bottom of the first. Klukas. And Klukas will check swing and get a walk here. Klukas is 18 stolen bases. This looks like number 19. There it is. And this one's hit to the shortstop. Klukas advances to third. 1 out. Runner in scoring position. And that one's through the gap, and the Bears are going to get one on the board here to start us off. This one hits the shortstop. They get one, and oh no, we got a fumble bumble there.
Fumble
The second baseman
bumble.
fumble bumbled that one, and that's going to be a walk. And now we have Juice's base with 1 out. Fabian. And Fabian with the grand slam home run, and the Brew City Bears, just like that, put themselves on the board with a score of 5-0. And that one's to the gap, and we're still going here with just 1 out. And we might get to we're going to get to the full lineup here for the Bears. Unless they get the double play. No. They get the runner second, but still runner at first here. And a fumble bumble pass ball sends the runner to scoring position.
Bumble.
And we're going to get a fly out here to finally finish the inning. But we get all the way through the Bears lineup, and they get 5 on the board. Top of the second we go. Middle of the lineup for the Mounties.
Already an error. Wow.
And that one's a towering shot towards left center field. That one's caught, and that is out number 1. Wallace Gromit now to the shortstop. Out number 2. Zach Washington past the second baseman, and that'll be a single with 2 outs. 1 on 2 outs for Worth here. We're striking out, leaving the runner stranded. Bottom of the second. Bears had a 5-run inning last time. Let's see what they do here. Top of the lineup again. And a line drive to the right fielder. That is out number 1. And right fielder getting some more work here. This time it's a fly out for out number 2. And to the shortstop. 1-2-3 inning. We've now moved to the top of the third. Bears up by 5 with Humascott.
Sorry, Cantharion. Yeah, that time I was funny. Gelati at the wall. Gelati. Tasty with a double. Obermuller with a ground out. Mounties down 5, committing the lone error. Striking out is Fartinghouse. Wow, having a season. Walker drawing a walk. Here we go. Stocks. 2 on, 2 out.
Huh?
That's deep. Got a hold of it. It's gone. And just like that, off the bat of Stocks with 2 outs, makes the game 5-3 with a 3-run blast in left field. Bosch Jr. with a pop-up. Oh! Uh-oh. That's a hit.
Bumble,
Wait, wasn't an
bumble.
error. Don't fumble bumble me, sir.
Uh-oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, it looked like an error, but it was just good hitting. I guess it was just a hard hit ball. But that ends the inning. We'll go bottom of the third now. Brew City. Brew City with the fly ball. My first Brew City game ever. This is fun. Sosa with the line out. Fabian.
And you got
drawing
a
a
Lingers
walk.
game in too as well.
Yeah, we did. Both the new teams. That was awesome. What a night. Left. That's a pop-up. That's caught for the out. Left, right, flying out. Washington will come up for Kingston. Gets the base hit. We're in the top of the 4th now. Still that lone error. Everyone was pumped about the over. Oh,
Uh-oh.
speaking of over, that's over the wall. That's gone. Worth. Know your worth. Smack that ball. It's now 5-5. After being down 5, now tie it up. 411 feet. Rob Worth.
And
Out
we
of
got
the
bits.
park.
We
yeah,
got
Dustin
bits.
Parmalee.
Parmalee.
500.
Thank you. Gelati striking out. Didn't taste that one. Obermuller with 1 out. A fly ball. Caught for the out. We got a tie game, folks. This is what we do. Farting house. We don't farting house. Oh, and that's a
Whoa.
catch. What a stretch. Owen was sliding around a bit. That animation was awesome. Kind of just didn't look humanly possible, but happened anyway. That's a base hit for Menard. That slide was awesome. Just like a slip and slide. Oh, a grounder, the 6-4, but just that. So Luke Klukas will come up. Sender Klukas, and that's a walk. Good eye. Monet striking out. 2 outs for Jose.
Huh?
Jose! More homers. That's in right field. That's gone. It's 8-5. 2-out magic. Both teams. This one was a 3-run blast.
Out of the
Jose. That's it. That's the name. Jose.
Jose.
Wow. Say Jose.
Uh-oh.
What do you say? And that's in the right center gap. 2-out magic by Brew City. Going for 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Third base coach on the hot seat there. Don't know why they went for 3, but Tuttle gets gunned out. What a throw, though, from the center fielder,
Right.
Fartinghouse, having a season. Wow. This game has been nuts. Walker grounding out. Top of the 5th now for Kingston. And a line out by Stocks, Bosch Jr. And a pop out. So 3 up, 3 down for Kingston. We'll go bottom of the 5th. Brew City. Still that lone error. Sosa grounding out. Fabian. 2 players with no first names, just last names. Fabian grounding out. And a strikeout from left, right. So we'll go top of the 6th. Overbetters were happy earlier, still hanging on there, and it's a strikeout by Washington. Worth will come up. Rob Worth had that homer earlier. The 6-4-3 defense. Brew City. What a play by the infield. Menard now for Brew City.
Oh.
Oh, an infield single for Menard, putting on the Jets. Fens. Oh, and a stretch Fartinghouse, having a defensive powerhouse of a game. Wow. Klukas dropping in a single. We'll move the runner to 3rd. Here we go. Runners on the corners for Monet. Oh, and Klukas is going. 20 at stolen base. Congrats, hitting 20. And that's a strikeout from Monet. Here we go. Jose, what do you say? a grounder and a ground out. So we'll go top of the 7th. Still that lone error. Kingston looking to tie this game up. Strikeout from Gelati. Obermueller striking out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ruth Heater Ginsburg, who makes an entrance. And a fly out in left field. So RHG settling in, getting 3 up, 3 down. We'll go Bruce City, bottom of the 7th.
Pitching change.
Matty DeFerrari starting off with the line out from Tuttle. Sosa. DeFerrari's great too. 2 great relief pitchers. That's a catch in right field. So Fabian. Strikeout. So 3 up, 3 down. We'll go top of the 8th. LBG.
And here we go. Tex Walker coming up to bat here for the Mounties. They're down by 3. Only 6 outs remaining. This one through the gap on the right side, and that's a good way to start for the Mounties. Getting a runner on base and no outs. Harry Stocks. Harry Stocks will take a walk. 2 runners on now from Mike Boss Jr. Mike Boss Jr. towering shot towards center field. And that is caught at the warning track. Runner tags. Runners at the corners now. 1 out. Wallace Gromit. Wallace Gromit striking out, and now 2 on, 2 out for Zach Washington. Washington to the third baseman. Doze gets the out a second, and that will do it, retiring the side. The Bears up by 3, and here we go, bottom of the 8th. Bottom third of their order here, and we'll get a walk to start us off for left-right, and now Doc Menard. And that is caught for out number 1. Finns, oh, and we get a bobble there, and that is error number 2. Overs win it here.
Congrats, guys.
And that's a fly out.
Score that now.
Second out. And the runner gets thrown out, and that'll retire the side, leaving a runner stranded. We now move to the top of the 9th. Kingston down by 3. Need to get something going here. Bottom third of their order. And 1,000 bits from D-Parm. Thank you very much,
wow.
D-Parm. Dustin Parmalee coming through. And we get our first out here. This one's the first baseman. Does the pitcher out number 2. And final chance here. Obermueller. And that's going to do it. And that is it, as Cletus McGee is now following. Thank you very much, Cletus McGee. Bears winning over the Mounties with the score of 8-5. 8 hits to 7. 2 errors on the Mounties. Kingston batting. We have 2 hits and a run scored from Washington. A hit, 2 RBIs, and a run scored from Worth. Over on the Bear City side with the grand slam, Jose. 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Or maybe it was Fabian. Was it Fabian? Yes, it was Fabian here with the grand slam. 1 hit, 1 run, 4 RBIs, and a walk. Pitching for Kingston, Harry Balls getting their 3rd loss this season. Bruce City, Thursday, getting their 2nd win. 2-3 now for them. Cheeks their 1st hold. Ginsburg their 3rd hold. And Bojangle their 2nd save. Player of the game is Jose. And
D-Parm is our bits leader, number 1 on the leaderboard. Thank you, D-Parm. Wow.
Game number 2.
Wheelers coming up short at Louisville. Louisville moving to 11 wins, matching the Wheelers record now. Getting out hit, but the Wheelers got the lone error. 6-5 final score, 8-11 on hits. 2 for 3 for O'Houlihan. 2 for 5 from Wonder Franco. 2 for 4 from Ray. 2 ribbies for John F. Kennedy. Presidential day at the plate. 2 walks for Ramirez, but no hits. And a ribby, so got walked in. Wow. Anyways, Crocodile with the win. Lassie with the hold. Mifrod with the save. Potter with the loss, getting dinged up a bit. Not too bad. O'Houlihan, though, player of the game. Nice win for the Lemurs. Both expansion teams getting wins in this sim day.
Oh, we got something else here. What was that? Let's see here. Fervid Goldho 73. Thank you very much for the follow.
Nice.
Hepcats and the Dillos, and Hepcats winning big in this one, 7-1 over the Dillos, 14 hits to 4. Batting wise, multi-hit game. Wow, 4 hits, 2 RBIs here for Caruso, 2 hits for Caneda, and Cruz getting 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Over on the Dillo side, 2 hits and a run scored for Knight. And that's it for multi-hits. Kansas City complete game from Mueller. 2-2 now in the season. 9.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 96 pitches. A 96 pitch complete game from
Bark
the
Murley.
minors. Wow, that is crazy. Dillos in relief. Sokotano getting their second loss. 2-2 now for them. And of course, Bark Murley getting the player of the game with the complete game win. Wow.
Bark Murley, legend. 66ers, wow.
Oh, come on.
Just absolutely demolishing the Dynamos. Going to have to check the relief pitchers on that one. Bottom of the 8th, Rodriguez hit a 3-run homer. Daytona, Rebever, Winkle, Hafner all getting in on the action. 7 runs in the bottom of the 8th. My goodness. We'll check out 21 hits total. All around the horn. Every single player got a hit for San Bernardino. Kind of rare. Including 4 for 5 from Miles Ahead with 5 runs scored across personally, 2 walks for Bougie, 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 4 ribbies. Wow. 3 ribbies for Rodriguez, multi-ribbies for Daytona and Rebever Winkle, 2 for 4 for Kalian, 2 for 4 for Barry, 3 for 4 for Hafner, just not timely hitting. We'll check 1 for 4 with a run score for AA. Tosin with the loss. Diglett with the win. Miles Ahead ties a regular season record for the 66ers. The game record with 5 runs scored personally. So not that many pitchers used, only 5 total. Just that middle relief, a total of, was that 12 runs? Wow.
Well, look at this. Tosin had 6 runs, but only 3 of them were earned. So it must have been 3
because of
runs.
that one error.
One error scores 3 runs. Wow.
Wow.
Ouch. All right, so that's it for that one. We'll move on now to the Kingpins and the Swifties. And Kingpins defeating the Swifties here with a score of 6-2, 12 hits to 9. Chicago batting, we have 2 runs, 3 hits from Gofford, 2 runs, 2 hits from Scary Terry, and 3 hits each for Picone and Jimenez. Over on the State College side, 3 hits for, that's Eagle Eyes, isn't it? Yeah, Eagle Eyes. And 2 runs scored for this dude. Pitching for Chicago, Gunk getting their second win, 2-1 now for them. Stormblessed their 3rd save. For State College, Baldelli getting their 3rd loss, 2-3 now for them. Tony Gunk is your player of the game, 7.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 90 pitches. All right, and that finishes us off for the minors. Let's take a look at the majors now. A full docket of games here to go through. So we'll let Hum start with the Voyagers and Scorpions.
Voyagers winning 3-1 at Death Valley. Back in the win column, moving to 9-10, 1 game below 500. Joshua Stevenson dropped a 2-run single in the top of the 5th to go up 3-0. Enjoyed that one, he said. But it's back to work tomorrow. And Tokiyami had a good game, so we'll check that out after this. 2 ribbies for Stevenson. Nice day at the plate. Lefebvre, Evok, my Codenames partner in John Stradamus' Codenames League, 2 for 4 with a ribby. Wow. A lot of single hit games for New York. The whole bottom half of the order. We'll check out pitchers. Tokiyami with the win. Green with the loss. Lemieux with the hold. Sutherland with the hold. Miller with the save. Tokiyami, no runs given up. Only 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Having in a season is your player of the game.
In game number 2, the Raptors and the Apex. Raptors defeating the Apex, a score of 6-4, 10 hits to 8. Indianapolis batting, multi-hit games from Slice and Twift. Slice getting 2 runs there as well. And for Boise, several multi-hit games in the middle of bats in the middle of the lineup here. Johnny Pluto, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. 2 hits from Petra Sabor, and McDavitt getting 2 hits and 2 RBIs as well. Indianapolis pitching, Bolanos in relief gets their first loss this season. 1-1 for them and their second blown save. LeBlanc getting their second win. 2-1 for them. Law their first blown save, and Walter White their first save of the season. You need to calm down as player of the game. 6.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 85 pitches.
And the Stars spilling the Toros. I said Storos. Wow, that alliteration got me. Stars spilling the Toros 3-1. scoring all their runs in between the 4th and the 6th, all three. They did get out hit and had the lone error, but win regardless. So clutch 3 innings there, back to back to back. We'll check out batting 2 for 3 for Booswell, 2 for 5 for Fitted, 2 for 3 for Salmons the second. We'll check out Philly fan hitting 324 this year. Cancun with the loss, El Charo with the win, McFlorida Man with the hold, Blue Line with the save. Lucky El Charo, 6.2, only gave up a run and 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. That's your player of the game right there.
And that'll take us to game number 4, the Sloss and the Supernovas. And Sloss continue to do pretty well here, winning 14-2, 18 hits to 5, 2 errors on the Supernovas. Hits all the way down the line for San Antonio here. We're just going to cover the best couple of them, and that is going to be Stan Antonio, 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, as well as McDonald, 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Over on the Sarasota side, a run, 2 hits, and an RBI from Bogashu. And San Antonio pitching, Rayner getting their 3rd win, 3-0 now for them. Sarasota's Baxter getting their 2nd loss, 0-2 for Baxter. And Stan Antonio is your player of the game.
I don't know my own commands. Demons, whoa, beating the Roogs, coming off World Series hangover. The Demons winning 10-4, 11 hits to 7. Both teams getting errors. So Dimes, Nicky Dimes, Stack and Paper, Daniel B. all got it in on the action in the 1st inning. Wow. And almost everyone got a hit for Detroit except for Yelnats and Burrow. 3 ribbies for Ben Stack and Paper. What a game. 2 ribbies for Daniel. 2 ribbies for Dimes. 2 for 4 for J.R. Cook. And a ribby. So nice day for Cook. We'll check out pitchers. Getty with the loss. Spin rate with the win. Stack and Paper, though. Spin rate, though, nice game for my new teammate. Vaughn and Wright having amazing days on the mound as well. Stack and Paper, that's your player of the game.
And game number 6, the Vandals continue their dominance here. 13-6 now, winning over the Crabs. Score of 5-4. 10 hits for both teams, 2 errors on the Crabs. Vancouver batting. Looks like we have a couple multi-hit games here. 2 hits and an RBI with 2 walks from Zach Mouse. And 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Toby McMuffin. Over on the Providence side, 2 hits from Latoris, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Reeves, and 2 hits from Drachenberg. Pitching for Vancouver, Takahashi getting their 1st win. 1-2 now for them. Their 2nd hold for Pressing. Colby Kidd getting their 4th hold, and Fuji their 3rd save. For Providence, Tachibana getting their 2nd loss. 2-1 now for Tachibana, and Zach Mouse is your player of the game.
Zachy Mouse, the co-GM. A no-hitter? Uh-oh, OBX.
Uh-oh.
Getting no hit by Kashima. Wow, someone screenshot that. Outer Banks picking up their 3rd loss. Congrats, Dren, on the no-hitter. That's going to be in the index forever. Wow. Ivy Leaf, untouchable. Fanned 11, only walked 1. An absolute masterpiece on the mound. This is great. Every pitcher wants a no-hitter. I just wanted the win, but the no-hitter is a little extra icing on the victory cake. Wow. Kashima back in the win column. Wow. So we'll check out Kashima bats. An RBI for both Valor and Ruiz. Wow. A no-hitter. My
One
goodness.
walk from a perfect game.
Wait. Were there any errors by Kashima?
No.
No, you're right. 1 walk away from a perfect game. Race Funk had a great game too. Let's not discount that. 43 as well in relief, but Funk 7 innings, 2 earned runs. But Ivy Leaf, incredible. 113 pitches. Ivy Leaf is your obvious player of the game.
I think that's the best pitching performance so far this season.
I would say so. Yeah, I think that's the first no-hitter.
Yeah. Complete game. Yeah, that's great. All right, and that takes us now to that is it for the 15th. We're going to just check and make sure we did all these. We did. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move ahead. And we're now in our final sim day, and it's going to be what we just saw, the Kashima Foxes versus OBX in the rematch after getting no hit. Let me pull up our stats from our wonderful stats team. If Hummus wants to go ahead and do a poll on this one.
Wow. Oh, we didn't see when the walk was, like when it occurred in the game.
I can go back. Let's take a look.
How late was it? I'm assuming if it's 113 pitches, probably occurred at the very end in the game log, or would it be in the box score? Yeah, game log. That's going to be hard to find.
No walk in that one. No walk in that one. No walk in that
Okay,
one.
we'll do a prediction while we're doing this.
No walk in that one. And there it is right there. Top of the 5th versus Virgin Cannon.
Who walked?
Virgin Cannon. Klaus
Oh,
Virgin Cannon.
Virgin Cannon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it was 4 straight balls. But yeah,
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
All right, and while we're waiting on...
Ooh, I got a good one.
Sure, what's that?
We've never done this one. Who will be the first team to draw blood? Who will be the first team to score?
Oh.
So we'll do... And Outer Banks is at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, just checking. All right,
No,
so who will be the first team?
It's Foxes at home.
Okay, well, I'll flip it then. I like to do home on the bottom, so it's easy to know. And then, okay. It should be good. Okay, you got a minute. OBX Kashima, who's going to score first in this game, run-wise?
I'm sorry I missed your message earlier, C-Mac. Let's take a look at that while we're here. C-Mac asking to look at his pitching. So we have 4 starters and 5 relievers. And let me pull up another browser here, and we'll take a look at their lineup just to be sure that that's the case. That's correct. 4 starters and 5 relievers for Boise. So it looks like C-Mac, your whole team played. I don't see anybody retired. I'm guessing most likely it's because of your hook reliever and your hook reliever setting. For some reason you got it so low, like -3, -4, something like that, that the AI just kept on pulling and pulling, and since it was still game to go, like 3 or 4 innings, and they were already all pulled, that the only people left to pull were the starters. So that's going to be my guess as to what happened there.
Yeah.
And let me go ahead and pull up our stats again for our final game here. Kashima versus OBX. Pitching for the Aviators is Bob Beaumont, who's got an 0-0 record and a 5.03 ERA. On the mound for the Foxes is Jack Rollo, who's 0-1 with a 4.30 ERA. In the standings, the Aviators have a healthy lead in their division, being 5 games ahead of the second best teams, and the Foxes are in last in their division, 2 games behind the next best teams. As for the stats, the Aviators have Tyler Swift, with the most stolen bases, and Dan Halen, who's emerging. Uh-oh, I've got a notification here. Glowy Goat is now following. Thank you, Glowy Goat. Aviators have Tyler Swift with the most stolen bases, and Dan Halen, who's emerging as the season's gap king with 12 doubles and 15 extra base hits. The highest for both of those stats in the league so far. And Gatormouth just subscribed. Thank you, Gatormouth. And Glowy Goat giving 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much.
Out of the park.
Wow.
Out of the park.
All right, so let me go back to our scores here. And we'll pull up the matchups here
Out
for
of the
Aviators.
Thank you, Glowy Goat. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. All right, so did we finish the poll? How'd that one turn out?
It went as expected,
Out of
heavy
the
on
park.
OBX, 80%.
All
Beebs
right.
threw down the most for Kashima, so it should be interesting. There'd be a lot of points swinging for Kashima betters if Kashima scores
Out
first.
of the park.
Well, they're up first, so let's see if they can pull it off here. And we're going to start off with Farley Hank, our leadoff batter. Looking at the lineups here, the only one here on the Fox's side is Vidal Valor up here at first base in the second position. Otherwise, it's all OBX. And here we go, Farley Hank starting us off.
It's gonna be a fun bet. We've never done this.
Whoa, let me fix this.
People remember the Tahini Classic. There was a view that was so strange. Oh,
Is that a home run?
lead
Start
off
us off?
bomb.
And that'll do it. OBX already winning.
The bet. I'll go score it.
All right, let me fix this here real quick. No. Where is it? Oh, here it is. That's all right. It's view. View. We'll do.
That opens it up to do another bet, though. Maybe do a ninth inning bet. I'll score for OBX. They just scored,
What the heck?
and maybe they'll let me do another one while they're announcing the winner of this one.
Whoa.
And while LBG's working the camera,
Here it is. That's
cameraman,
what it was. There
initial
we
camera,
go.
Yep.
There we go.
We'll do a ninth inning bet. How many total runs in the ninth inning?
And actually,
We'll
how
do
does
over under 1.5.
how does the wide camera look? I like the other one better. All right, we'll scoot this back up again.
So you got a minute to bet while LBG's calling the game. Over under 1.5 runs in the ninth.
All right, here we go. We're gonna get back started again. And this one's hit to the second baseman, unable to make a play, and that is an infield single. Towering shot towards left center field, and that will be caught. Runner still at first. One out. That's going to drop for a base hit over the shortstop's head, and now we have runners at first and second. Hunter Geist. Hunter Geist striking out, 2 outs now. Tyler Swift. Swift, and that might drop. It does. Runner coming home in the throw. And he's safe. And OBX getting another one on the board. And a strikeout here, leaving 2 runners on, but OBX gets 2, and now we move to the bottom of the first. Kashima's chance. Kashima striking out. This one's a towering shot towards right field, and that is out of here. And Vidal Valor gets the Foxes on the board with the score now of 2-1.
Out of the park.
And a walk here from Oakwood Stud, and that'll bring up Ruiz. Ruiz, and a diving play by the center fielder. Wow, who was that? That was Tyler Swift making that one. And we'll get a walk here. 2 on, 2 out. Peter Dawson Jr., Diesel J. Diesel J getting the walk, and now... Oh, what was that? I thought that was a walk, but apparently it wasn't. Retires the side. Top of the second we go, 2-1. That is a walk as Nakia getting on board, and now Linus Riverboat. Riverboat to the third baseman, and unable to make the play. Was that a error or was not? Towering shot towards right field, going to the wall, and that is caught. Runner second tags. Runner going to second, and he gets thrown out. Runners at the corners now, 2 outs. Dan Halen. And Dan is going to get a walk, and now Juice is based again. Virgin Cannon coming up. Fox is in trouble, but this is going to take care of it here as they catch the flyout in center field. That takes us down to the bottom of the second. Kashima's up. This one to the shortstop, and Alomar gets thrown out. Chess Sims now. Sims. And that is a flyout in foul territory for out number 2. What was that?
No, it's an error.
That was an error. Fumble bumble.
Fumble bumble.
And a foul towards the left side. I hope that one was caught. It was. Out number 2. This one to the shortstop. Dozor makes the play, and they get the out. We now move to the top of third. OBX up by 1 with Hummuscott.
Here we go. Top of the third, OBX up 2-1. Tahini Classic champs. Striking out, looking, it was Geist. Now Swift will come up with a grounder and a ground out. So Dub City will come up to bat, 7-hitter. Dub City. Fly ball, left center, caught for the out. Will go bottom of the third. Cloudera, Valor, and Stud. Cloudera flying out. Valor now. Striking out. Stud, here we go. 2 outs. Striking out, Bob Beaumont. What an inning. And Nakia will come up, get the base hit. Linus Riverboat hitting .338. Draws a walk. So Farley Hank. Farley Hank, that's deep in center. That's over the wall. That's gone. Farley Hank.
Out of the
A 3-run blast. Wow. And it's 5-1. OBX jumps out in front. Out of the park. And a base hit by Alessio. Dan Halen now. Five-time All-Star. Oh. Draws a walk. Need Farley Hank to do better. Oh. And that's a fly ball in right center. Near the warning track. Caught for the out. But Alessio moves to third. Geist. That's pretty shallow. Not going to test the arm of Cloudera. Swift striking out. And now we'll go Ruiz. Ruiz. It's a foul ball. Interesting.
Weird.
Ooh, beaned batter. Will take first base. Hunter will strike out. Dawson Jr. now. Striking out, looking. Benito Alomar also striking out. Retiring the side on strikes. So we'll go Dub City with a base hit to start us off here, top of the fifth. And another base hit. This time it was Nakia. Runner moving to third. And a standing double for Nakia. Riverboat striking out. Yeah, for real. Why not gamble all that money, James Love? Come on. Hank drawing a walk. Good for that on base. And Alessio with a clutch hit, bringing home 2 runs. 2 RBI single by Izzy. It's 7-1 OBX. Strikeout for Dan Halen. And 2 outs. Bergen Cannon, fly ball in right. Caught for the out, but OBX in control, scoring 5 in the last 2 half innings of offensive work. Chess Sims with a base hit. Nice at-bat for Chess. Loette Joe with the 4-6-3 double play. Cloudera lining out to right. So that was quick. We'll go top of the 6th now. OBX up huge after getting no hit last sim day. And that's a ground out by Geist. Swift now. That's weird, Delphiki. Maybe you're probably already tried, but get back out. Oh, and that's a deep in right field. Dub City. Wow, deep in right. 486 feet out of the park. Dub City. Solo shot, former Swiftie. Nakia now with a grounder and a ground out. Congrats on 200 homers, but not congrats on being paper hands by claiming all your Twitch channel points. But seriously, though, congrats on 200 home runs. That's incredible. Stud grounding out. Runner moves to second. Who is Valor's having a game, and that's a ground out for Ruiz. Can you bring Valor home? Hunter. Colby grounding out. Valor having a game, but the Fox is down big. We'll go top of the 7th now. Right. Beeves. That's a double. You're giving advice how to get this stream going by speaking on the stream. That's not right. Hank with the strikeout. Alessio. I said you probably already tried backing out. Come back in. Refreshing. Oh, and that's a base hit. Runners on the corners for Dan Halen. Halen with the grounder. Oh, safes. So Riverboat comes home. Tried to get the 3-6-3 double play. It's a strikeout for KBK. A K for KBK. So we'll go bottom of the 7th. Oh, Diesel with a single to start us off. Alomar now. drawing a walk. So back-to-back base runners. Pitching change. Flame McDonald striking out Sims. Low-at Joe, cold hitter, drawing a walk. So Cloudera will come up also cold. Grounder, 6, 4, 3. And that will end the inning. The Aviators defense helps Flame get out of that jam. And we'll go top of the 8th, LBG.
And all right, Geist, Swift, and Dub City up first. Hunter Geist down the right field line, and this is going to be 2. And a leadoff double here for Hunter Geist. Runner in scoring position for Tyler Swift. Swift to third baseman. Geist stays at second, and they get the out. This one to the first baseman. Oh, and he bobbles it. And that is going to be a fumble bumble.
Fumble
And a
bumble.
towering shot towards left field. And that is caught at the warning track. Runner comes home and scores. Another one on the board for OBX and is now 10-1. A strikeout here from Riverboat, and that'll retire the side, leaving one stranded. Bottom of the 8th we go. Kashima down by 9. And Gatormouth, thank you very much for following. We appreciate it. Runner is second here, and we get a strikeout. 1 out now, 1 on. And that'll be a walk to Ruiz, and that'll bring up Kevin Hunter. Casey Colby. Casey Colby striking out looking. And now Diesel J's Peter Dawson Jr. Peter Dawson Jr. to the second baseman, gets the out at first, leaves 2 stranded. Top of the 9th now.
Here we go, 9th inning.
What was the bet on this one?
1.5 over under
On
in the 9th.
hits or runs?
Runs.
Runs, okay. Well, there's the star right there with the single. D'Alessio on. First baseman goes to shortstop, but not back, and they get the runner second. Dan Halen at first with Virgin Cannon, and that's going to be over the third baseman's head. Runner first and second now, 2 outs. Hunter Geist. And this is going to be an infield flyout, and that'll leave 2 runners stranded. Last chance here for Kashima. Down by 9. Bottom third of their order, Alomar, Sims, and Low-at Joe. Benito Alomar. And third baseman runs out into the outfield to catch that one, out number 1. Towering shot towards left field, but it does not have the distance. That will be caught for out number 2. Last chance here, Low-at Joe. And Low-at Joe strikes out, and Outer Banks Aviators are going to beat the Kashima Foxes here with a score of 10-1. Looking at the Outer Banks batting here, we have 2 hits and 4 RBIs from Farley Hank, 5 hits and 2 RBIs from D'Alessio. Some multi-hit games down there at the bottom as well. Kashima batting, a run, 3 hits and an RBI from Vidal Valor. Pitching-wise for Outer Banks, Bob Beaumont getting their second win. Flame McDonald, 2 former Dynamos here, doing great for OBX, getting their first save. Kashima, Rolo taking their third loss, and player of the game is Dizzy D'Alessio. D'Alessio ties the OBX regular season game record for hits with 5 hits. So congratulations, OBX and D'Alessio. And that'll take us now to our next game, the Apex and the Raptors.
We've become an OBX league this season.
Right.
Boise winning 8-7, trying to get back to 500. Apex with those 3 errors, that probably didn't help. Bottom of the 9th, a walk-off grand salami. Whoa,
Wow.
Look at that graph.
Dynamo.
Graph alert. Yeah, off of Michael Dion. I'm so sorry, Leatherneck Mike. But wow, Jay Doctor, the hero from the playoff hero. Again, heroic effort. All 4 ribbies off that one at bat, but had 2 for 5 at the day. 3 for 5 with 4 ribbies for Dover. Just wasn't enough. 2 ribbies for Sabor. Man. Walk-off bomb. Grand salami bomb. I've never seen one on stream. I've seen walk-off homers. I've never seen a walk-off grand slam.
Right.
That is the most emphatic way to win a baseball game easily. Wohler with a 3-run outing got the start. Law also, Tato, White as well, but LeBlanc gets the win. Lagoose got the start, good start. Maple and Dion came in to relieve. Doctor, though, is your player of the game. Wow. A 5-run 9th inning.
All right, and that takes us to our next game here, the Voyagers and the Scorpions. Voyagers win big here over the Scorpions. Look at that graph. Just went up and never came back down. 10-2, 14 hits to 6, 2 errors on the Scorpions. New York batting, we have 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 RBIs from Hard and Long, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Shu, and 2 hits from Slim. And Unspoken 55, thank you very much for following. We really appreciate it. Over on the Death Valley side, we have 2 hits and 2 RBIs from James Love. Pitching wise for New York, Joey Slawface getting their second win of the season, 2-1 now for them. Over on the Death Valley side, Sims getting their 4th loss, 0-4. Player of the game is Hard and Long. This one here.
Crabs top Vandals 2-0 behind the arm of Cooper Casey. George Washington got their 3rd save on the season, but the Crabs back in the win column. Wow, shutting out the Vandals. So we're probably not going to want to look at their bats. We're going to want to look at Providence as well. No one with a multi-hit day, but look at Reeves. Look at that. 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Pretty efficient at the plate. We'll check out pitchers.
Chess Safari with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much.
All right, now we got to get a hype chain to 200 in honor of James Love getting 200 homers. Congrats to James Love. Big honor there. Big milestone, really, to eclipse 200 bombs.
100 viewers as well.
Wow, triple digits. Finally. Guys had me worried. Like, come on. Okay. Cooper Casey, though, no earned runs in 7.2, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. But Kai, look at Colton Kai. Also had a nice day. Both runs were unearned. 4 hits, gets the loss. Troy Pressing, nice outing as well. But Casey, Horse, and Crab together, a team shutout. Great team win for those 3. Nice win for Providence.
All right, and that takes us now to our next game. Let's see here. Stars and the Toros. And Toros beating the Stars here, getting their 8th win of the season with the score of 6-4, 11 hits to 6. Nashville batting wise, multi-hit game here from Meredith, 2 runs and 2 hits. For Cancun, 2 batters here will cover, and Nero Esposito, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and 3 hits for Watermelon Walrus. Nashville pitching, Barack Obama taking their 3rd loss now, 2-3 for them. Over on the Cancun side in relief, Corcoran getting their 1st win, and McDank their 3rd save. Player of the game is Nero Esposito.
Sloss winning at Sarasota 6-1. Good road win. 3 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 9th. That'll do it. So we go Matata, Antonio, both top of the 5th. Solo bomb, run scoring double. Great clutch hitting for both of them. 2 for 4 for Matata, 2 ribbies. 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 2 ribbies for Antonio. Junie Panda, nice day at the plate. 2 for 3 for the shortstop, Gold Glove winner. Nutt with the loss, Greer with the win. Greer, player of the game, undefeated now, still 4-0, 1 run given up, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 2 saves from Dugan now after that one. But Billy Greer, that's your player of the game.
And our final one here is the Demons and the Rougarous. Demons losing to the Rougarous 3-2. Yeah, very close. Only 8 hits between both teams. Detroit batting. We have a hit and 2 RBIs here from Law Jr. Over on the New Orleans side, only single hit games here for them. Detroit in relief, Galvin getting their 1st loss, 1-1 for Galvin, their 2nd blown save. And for New Orleans, Pleasance getting their 1st win in relief, 1-1 for Pleasance, and DeMarco getting their 2nd save. Player of the game is Hiro Nakamura. Nakamura, 6.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 87 pitches. And now to the minors. And there are no minors games for today, so that does it. Let me just pull up the calendar here to be sure. The 16th. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save, and we'll start the upload.
Check the standings as well.
Oh yeah, let's check the standings here first. For the minors, and right now 66ers are well ahead of everybody else at 16-5. Now remember, we don't do the divisions this season. We're all doing 12 games for each team. So the main one here to look at is the wild card. So we'll just start here from the top of the wild card. 16-5 for 66ers. 3 games back are the Dillos. 5 games back each are the Hepcats, Wheelers, and Lemurs. 6 games back are the Kingpins. 7 games back are the Swifties, the Bears, and the Dynamos. And the Mounties are a lot of games back. So, 10 games back, excuse me. So, yeah, it looks like all the way down to the Mounties, everybody's still in good shape to try and grab one of those spots. Only 1 game back are these 3 teams. And with 6 teams moving on, remember this season for the minors, the top 2 teams get a bye week. So it's the first time in the minors that teams will get a bye week. So it's very important in this wild card listing here to try and get the top 2 positions at all costs. And it looks like we got another notification here. Sean Paxlayer, thank you very much for following. We really, really appreciate it. All right, so let's take a look now at the majors. And Aviators, what a season for the Aviators so far. 17-3. Already 7 back are the Voyagers, Apex, and Rougarous. 9 back are the Toros, 10 back are the Supernovas, and 13 back are the Crabs. Over on the other side, Vandals are the big wild card here over here on this Western Division. Sloss 14-6 with Vandals only 1 game behind. Detroit's only 3 games behind, so Detroit's doing pretty well as well. Nashville also 3 games behind. 4 games behind are the Scorpions, 5 games behind are the Raptors, and 8 games behind are the Foxes. So even though the Foxes right now are last in their division, they're still not in bad shape to be able to try and get a spot here so far in the wild card compared to these other teams. Yeah, it only shows here they're 4 back.
4 games out.
Yeah, so a lot of teams here tied and just 1 game up. So it's really tight here so far. A lot of teams still in contention. And so now we're going to go ahead and move on to the upload and get that started. So what were your thoughts so far on this sim, Hummus God?
Wow, 85 viewers still. Hopefully y'all could stick around. We're gonna try to do a raid here. Sim is streaming, but he's streaming Call of Duty. I don't know how people feel about rating Sim stream. I would not mind bringing everybody in there after last night. Last night was so fun. Wow. And tonight was great too. A lot of people pitching in here. It's been kind of wild. Had a lot of great conversation. One great conversation today with Madge. You can only really have, you can't have a bunch of conversations in one day. But yeah, I've been talking to Madge a lot lately. Just kind of, talking numbers and we're definitely coming up with ideas for what to do with it. And obviously, it's all going towards the league. It's just a matter of how we want to go about it. There's different avenues we can go, and we maybe get creative. And one of the ones we're both kind of leaning on, not going to spoil, but one of the ones we're leaning on, we both really want. So it's just a matter of other things kind of playing out in our favor. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting time for sure to be in the PBE.
So how have things been going so far with the applications for the expansion GMs? Getting a lot of apps?
So yeah, a bunch have already gotten in, handing those over to HO for us to read and start assessing. They close on the 20th, so we expect them to pick up closer to the deadline. This was kind of like announced. We've been talking about it for a bit, but this was announced somewhat pretty recently. So wasn't expecting for them to just dump in all at once. People got to talk to their GM, and then those GMs got to talk to other GMs if things happen with players on other teams. So it's an exciting time for sure for head office. I actually really love reading applications because you kind of get to see in writing the things people have done for this league. It's like, wow, like, oh yeah, you did do that. You did do that. Dang. Like, so very grateful. Wow. And we just shot up in viewers. It's probably incorrect. I don't know why it says 92.
Huh. So did we miss a commission on my mind this week?
They've been kind of less frequent. Just it's been more kind of like dispersed, like spread it out announcements about things, and then
Okay.
kind of doing compilations like middle of the season and then end of the season.
I got you.
So yeah, for example, the expansion announcement hasn't been on my mind. The next on my mind, we'll definitely talk about the logo, how that came about, that fun story, and then obviously going to mention expansion, how we got to that. But yeah, the expansion committee is working on recommending things for HO, how to set up the league for next season, how the rule set for expansion. We expect those probably to come within the next week or two. We're in the regular season, so they got time.
Right.
And the cool thing is, we haven't set the schedule for next season, obviously, but we're kind of debating: should we do a long off season? Should we not? Long being like an extra week.
Right.
Last time we didn't extend the off season, and I was very close with both sets of GMs. That was my first expansion as commissioner, and they felt like the process went smooth for them, which we were really happy to hear. And so we kind of got the blueprint. And Beebs, that's entirely why I don't want a long off season. I mean, sometimes drama can be good and entertaining, but generally kind of a distraction. Actually, we are having a long off season. Well, we're discussing it because of the charity event that's being planned. We're going to combine it with the ISFL that's being worked out. The details are being worked out, so more details to follow. Talking about World Baseball Classic as well, because it's been 5 seasons. Charity tournament typically happens around this time. So, yeah, my dream of a short off season probably won't even happen because I kind of forgot about the big events coming. So,
I was talking with a couple buddies of mine about the expansion and how it's going to affect the divisions. Somebody brought up that maybe it's better that we stayed in 2 divisions rather than 4 because we'd be more likely to have to expand again at another 4 teams after that. Is that something that you considered when you thought about expanding to 16? I guess that's something you'll still have to decide with HO later on, but we've always been 2 divisions so far since the inception of the league. So it might be very interesting if down the road we end up going to like 20 teams if we do decide, hey, let's go ahead and try 4 divisions this time instead of just keeping it 2.
Yeah, so there's a lot of angles you could take with this one. This is kind of a layered situation. So you go to 18. Well, you go to 16, you have to make a decision. And do you do 4 divisions? Do you do 2 conferences, no, divisionless conferences? Or do you do 2 conferences, 2 divisions in each conference, 4 teams in each, kind of like NFL football?
Right.
So what we need to realize is if we do go 4 divisions, it's not like when we get to 18, we can't just disband those divisions and go back to just 2 conferences,
right?
Divisionless conferences. With OOTP's customization, this is why I love Out of the Park. You can do whatever you want. So we're not stuck if we only want to expand 2 teams. And I will say expanding 4 teams in one offseason is obviously possible, but is it fun for head office? Not as fun as only 2, in terms of like all the moving parts. So there's things to keep in mind as we go forward through the rest of the season. Talk about how we're going to do expansion. There's a lot of ways we can go. So it should be exciting what we land on.
All right. Well, it looks like the index file has uploaded. Let me go ahead and check the index itself and make sure that is all good.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just pull up. Let's refresh this till this pops back up. And there we go. So the index is updated. Again, everybody, want to thank you for joining us. I'm Legally Blind Gamer with my co-host PBE Commissioner Hummus God. Do you want to do a raid before we take off? Have you decided on that?
Do you want to raid Sim?
Sure.
Some Call of Duty? I'm down.
Sure. That's
Community raid.
Absolutely.
Oh, so we're gonna go symmetrical. Yeah, symmetrical. So let's see if that worked, and it did. So if everyone wants to hop in, throw Sim a follow. Head office member streamed last night, that crazy 133 sub night. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. You got any final words before I hit the raid button?
Nope. AJ is our streamer for Saturday, so we hope you tune in and watch the rest of the primetime games for this week, and make sure you get your point test done.
Yeah, get your stuff in, guys. All right, let's go raid Sim.
Absolutely. Got the voice up so we can hear his response.
I know you're there. I got the UAV. I had the. Hey, D-Parm, thank you for the follow. Holy
Yes, Sim.
OPG hummus. Oh my God, guys! Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
Parm, thank you for the follow. Sam26 Burrows, always
All right.
thank you for
That is
the
awesome.
follow, guys.
That
Oh
was
my
incredible.
God, a hummus. And LBG, thank you for the raid.
All right, let me go ahead and.
You can see me tackle some big boobs.